each and every map, because if you lose one round, you have another round to secure. If you secure another round, so there's another one single last, I'll say, decider for you to at least secure that 1 point. It's like, the tennis match where you get to see those points, you get to see
Yeah.
the game point, but then it's all about winning the series. You will get multiple rounds to play with, but the one who will win multiple matchup in a BO5 format would be the one who will be moving forward. But losing it is going to be something quite difficult, and there's always a room for improvement. You might miss on to one, you might miss on to 10, you might back to back miss on to 5 round. But after 5 round, the 6th round you need to secure, or else a streak of back to back losing 6 round might result in a 3-0.
Of course, man. Like when the first round is self win by the opponents, the kind of a pressure going on inside the mind of the players. So competing at this kind of level, you are like trying to represent your country. There's a lot at stakes right here. So people tend to like perform like some kind of miss moves in the pressure kind of situation. So yeah,
Yep.
the players will be like on the verge of like कि हाँ अगर pressure बना हुआ है तो उसमें बेहतरीन खेलना है.
Surely, and I totally agree with you on that, because players really need to make sure that they are able to bring in the best in themselves. We talked about the pressure, those eventually dedication which they really had while participating here, while making sure that they have that thing, they have that one spark in themselves which needs to be flamed at the very right place. So let's see what's going to be the eventual results when we hop inside the first game, which is going to be from the side of Mohit. Now, Mohit, we have really seen him with the side of Shivi Max, and they are going to be competing up against the side of a similar character. Now, that's something which we don't get to see quite often.
Yeah, to be max with a good lead, but coming with like and they're going to be a very neck-to-neck battle. We can see V Trigger has been already charged up. Like both of these players, a good uppercut coming in towards the side of G Max. He's already cut down most of his HP part, but there you go, a good counter coming in. He sets a trigger skill to add its play, but in a very early in the round, G Max is already down with KO.
Oh wow, that's great.
For the side of man.
I mean, yeah, we do see a rank difference right there. The first match it's a BO5, so you really need to make sure we have Aman Ahuja. In case he wins it, he goes in huge with getting that first kill. Gets some good combos right there, taking in those aerial shots, making sure that he breaks the defense, uses the kick to gain the combo and gain the HP advantage. But on the other side, Mohit Sharma is having a huge time facing some difficulty. It could be a perfect KO. Unless we saw that one shot landed, stun is going to be coming in. That's a chance for knockout, and well, it's going to be Aman Ahuja who gets into time.
Of course, man, the name says itself. Aman, like securing all the angles, securing every perspective of the game toward the first round. But like we all know, there's going to be a first 3 matchups, which is going to be won by the player. Then only you can secure that matchup, and then they're going to be best of 5. So if you just secure just one, you have at least 4 to go in your account.
True, and I believe this is going to be a 1-0 start for the side of Aman Ahuja for the first blood. The first attack once again going in from the side of Aman Ahuja. That's a good start. But hey, this time Mohit Sharma, he do know each and every tips and tricks. So that is going to be something which Mohit Sharma would really want to capitalize on. Because if he loses this, that's the series point for the side of Mohit Ahuja.
Yeah, Mohit was just trying to get at least good shots, but the connection is not happening right there. He's not able to properly connect. But there you go, upper slams coming in, trying to box the player into the corner, makes it a 3, makes it a 4, makes it a 5. There you go, but no, you get stunned, and there's a counter right in coming from the side of the corner.
Whoa, that was quite close, but in the end, Aman Ahuja manages to close things off. This was quite close because for the first time, Mohit Sharma did make sure that his counters were looking quite promising. He did make sure that he was coming in with these eventual clutches. We do see one win there, but a huge chunk of the damage being seen on that health bar. Now he is up with that reversal. The super looks quite coming in. One super trigger could really end things off, and Mohit Sharma, he might be waiting. He might be waiting to use that super ability of his to make sure that he gets a clean win. But winning this won't be that easy at the defense from the side of Aman Ahuja. Well, that seems quite promising.
Of course, man, good set of moves coming from the side of Mohit this time. He's trying to get that health advantage to his side, but the problem is that Aman is able to capitalize on his mistakes pretty well. Okay. But this time around, Aman is on pretty low HP, and the first win coming in for the side of Mohit for this matchup.
As you mentioned, Mohit at this point, he might know each and every bits and pieces what is going to be performed from the side of Amit Ahuja. Having that advantage, just look at that way he has just drained down 50% of the HP already for the side of Aman Ahuja. Aman is now looking clueless. He goes turn. He has a perfect KO as an opportunity, and well,
Oh,
there he
lovely.
gets it. The perfect KO coming in for the side of Mohit Sharma, evenizing things off at a 1-all.
Of course, current pick proving very, very beneficial for both the players now. Like, both the players have got one matchup in their bag. All they need to do is now get one more. Try to make up that pressure on the opponent player. Because, like, Aman Ahuja is also perfectly KO'd at the first round itself. Now, Mohit Sharma doing that perfect KO on his counterpart, too. So, it's going to be a very neck-to-neck battle, as Tarun Bhai and we said when this match was about to start. The third matchup is interway 1 minute to both of these players' account. As we can see, there's a pretty good rank difference. But if we talk about their play, Tarun Bhai, it's not that the player are not able to like counter each other perfectly. Just like yeah, players are getting boxed in by each other, but it's all about when you're giving that space and your opponent is able to capitalize on them.
There was a lot of absence and aggression when we got to see earlier from the start of Aman Ahuja, kind of anticipating if he could quite decide what his defensive power quite says. But well, the super ability comes online, but he misses the connection. The connection not being inside the place, that's a massive defense, that's a massive reversal that could come inside the play, and the knockout comes in. Aman Ahuja, well, he gets the first round in the game number 3. This is the game number 3. Already 2 games are over. We see a 1-all on board. But this time's matches seems to be quite promising enough. And Mohit Sharma is someone who really loves to go with these early aggression to his side.
Yeah, early aggression is proving very beneficial for the side of Aman, but when it comes to Mohit, he's not able to capitalize with it. This time around, he's throwing a good damage to his side, and he gets the KO as well. A very lovely pick, and not even able to use his reversal on both of sides. They are able to prove it after doing those moves counter, right? But it's all comes to the when you have your ability charge up, you capitalize on them, you go for the moves it. But it's all about now. We can see in our third round for itself, Mohit Sharma has already lost 50% of HP in just less than 10 seconds, I would say.
Truly, and I believe this might be somewhat which would be quite concerning, because Mohit Sharma now has the chance to make sure that he brings up what could be the potential win for his side. Losing this is going to be quite difficult, but well, he really needs to make sure if he could really capitalize on the HP disadvantage. Aman Ahuja, meanwhile, he too gives up a lot of that health bar advantage which he had in his health bar. But eventually, is it the KO? Well, yes it is.
Ooh.
Mohit Sharma, after losing game number 1, wins back, comes to an equalizer, and now takes the lead. Karen, as we mentioned, both the player have some similar pick with some similar mindset, but man, just look how the game has turned totally into the favor of Mohit Sharma. First map is always said to be one of those trial maps where you are getting your hands warmed up, but after
Exactly.
he has really shown some good comeback right there.
Yeah, this is when the mind games come in, right? You are able to just read out whole of your opponent as a deck of cards, or maybe I can say a food play. You're just able to read it like, okay, this is going to be a move, I'm going to put it in the counter right there. This is going to be a lower jam, I'm going to put it in the counter right there. So this is what Mohit Sharma, I guess, is trying to do over here. See a good set of moves again coming up. Aman has already lost his 50% of HP, but if you talk about the pace, what's going on right now, Aman is trying to capitalize when he's already losing his 50% of the HP. But on the other hand, Mohit is just being 1 or 2 steps ahead of Aman at this point of time.
I believe Mohit, he really needs to make sure that he is able to close things off. Yup, he did talk about the rank difference, and that is something which is quite massive. But Aman Ahuja, he is now at the beast mode right now. He gets a 12-hit combo, but that 12-hit combo is finally being shut down. Just one more punch, and well, she gets it. The round number 1 for the side of Aman Ahuja. This could potentially have been a match point, the series point, but somehow Aman Ahuja stays alive for another game, and if he wins this round, he might equalize it to a 2-all yet again.
Yeah, we can see a equalizer right in because Aman on the other hand, he was able to capitalize on the first match itself. A brilliant 8-hit combo coming in that make it to a 7 only. A counter comes in from the side of Mohit, but he does not able to get that counter right up. He gets stunned at this point of time. Another 3-hit comes in, another lose of HP, a chunk of HP going on the side of Mohit, and I don't think so he'll be able to capitalize that down to almost 10% HP, gets some hits, but no, Aman will land the final shots and secure another round for himself, making the equalize score 2v2.
Yep. Man, the first game itself has shown some interesting outplays, to be honest, because we did saw on the start the way Amit Sharma was just kind of losing on. Then he had that momentum, but this current match right here, this was a turning point. This is where the graph totally twists towards another outshifting angle. And if this continues, then Aman Ahuja is going to be my pick bullet, which potentially could really help him out with given that rank advantage, given that, equalizer, which he got to put up. So, mind you, to be honest, if you have 4 games, first game was
Yeah,
being won from the side of Aman Ahuja. There was a winning streak of Mohit
yeah,
Sharma, which is finally being
yeah,
shut down, and that too not in a 2-1, in a 2-0. Most of the game where Mohit Sharma won, we did saw a 2-1, not a 2-0 swipe. But well, that seems
yeah.
to be a good upper hand, I believe, for the side of Aman Ahuja.
Man, it all comes down to the player composition, right? How he's able to keep his head cool and in the pressure situation, right? Because a very good chunk of chance that you can just lose your Russian, you get in the flow, and you're just able to like, okay, I'll probably hit these kind of combos and try to deal as much as the damage as I can.
Truly, I believe a good start, a good ideal start for the side of Aman Ahuja. Trying to make sure that he was faking a bit or that wasn't quite needed. And what Mohit Sharma now he has an opportunity because it's stun. And well, he capitalizes on the stun. What's happening? Aman Ahuja has lost the series match point to the side of Mohit Sharma. Mohit Sharma, this is the closest where he could get the victory, but that's where Aman Ahuja realizes the fact that this ain't gonna be that easy. This ain't gonna be that situation which he is gonna get again to compete. This is the lower bracket, let me remind you. And in case he doesn't lose out Mohit Sharma, it's gonna be it. He will be eliminated from the Asian Games already, which is just begin with a lower bracket match. But man, he saves the day with an equalizer. And whenever we have seen this 1-all, Mohit Sharma has potentially won, just seeing the statistics.
No, definitely. Take a look at what these players are trying to do. First attack coming in from the side of Mohit for sure. Goes for a counter jab. Goes for another counter jab. But there you go. An inner jab coming in from the side of Aman. Mates, that is a good chunk of damage, but that will be not enough to do just the KO right here. We all know it's going to be a 2v2 score right now. 5 hits coming in from the side of Mohit this time. But all Aman knows that he has to put up that distance. He has to put up that wall of defense right there to get that initial damage done. And there you go, another hit combo. 5 hits this time. So it's 5 seconds left on the clock, and there's not a lot to say from the side of Mohit this time.
Man, this is going to be as close as anything goes. It's either going to be it or never. The super comes online, but defense is it. Now it's going to be Aman Ahuja who gets the win. Mohit Sharma was this close, yet so far from winning it. And with the pick of Karen from both of the players, the first match itself, imagine how close that went. Mohit Sharma was just this round away. Just one round he had to win, and it all went into the opposite angle for the side of Aman Ahuja. What a game number 1 year at the NECS 2022, and I believe this is one of those most amazing start which we could have asked for from our players.
Of course, man. First, the lead gets into the side of Aman. Then Mohit Sharma brings up with 2 matches. The straight up victories, right? Makes the score to 2-1. Then Aman comes with another 2-2. And then Aman comes at the final moment of the game to just secure that victory. So it was a kind of a neck to neck battle. But the things what I said for this time for around Mohit, that he was able to read the moves of Aman properly in this second round itself. Now, this time it was Aman who did his part. He was just able to counter, just able to put up his health. Okay, if I will be at 30% HP, I will be at 40% HP. I'll just get in and do all my moves and just end up the game right there.
Man, the game did ended up at a very close call, but imagine that
Yeah.
game. This is the closest which we could have ever got. We have a
Yeah.
BO5 for a reason. We have a round of three for a reason. And imagine each and every round was being utilized. We got to see the highest number of round in a single game already. Well, the lower
Yeah.
bracket matchup number one is done. Mohit unfortunately will be saying goodbye, but well, we have most seven players remaining. To be honest, we have Aman Ahuja still continuing. We have
Yeah.
Viplav Bhandari. Then we are gonna have none other than Kasif Sayyed, Mayank
Kasif.
Prajapati, we have Aditya Verma, Ayan Biswas, and Bhagwant Singh. So like these players, like I really hope, I have really some high hopes out of them. Meanwhile, if we talk about what's up next, well, up next is going to be the matchup between the side of Vipul Bhandari versus Kasif Sayyed. We were being waited for the match of Kasif Sayyed because earlier also we have seen him with some beast gameplay out there when it comes to the
Of
Street Fighter
course.
5.
Of course, he has represented our country in other international tournaments as well. So I have like a kind of high hopes for him, but we just cannot deny the fact that Viplab is gonna be the contender for him for this matchup, and definitely he will not just giving it away. That bro, this is the matchup. You can just take it away. So that's not gonna be the fight between these two. It will be another neck to neck fight up matchup, I believe. And of course, Tarun, if we play our prediction games, who do you want to pick right now?
I believe the side of the way we mentioned Kisab, like being so aggressive at times. Kasib Sayyed do has a good experience as you mentioned, but well,
Yeah.
I would really love to see for the very first game how Whipple will be playing his cards right, and what can we anticipate as a player selection, the character selection, because eventually that does play a key role. We have seen earlier as well the way players have really been choosing on a clone character. Playing against a similar
Yeah.
clone is something which isn't quite essential or effective as per your, I'll say, momentum, or as per your stats or any tactics if you have for yourself.
Man, it all comes down to the players, right? If even if they pick the clone characters, we just saw in our previous matchup, right? That how Aman just came in, blundering all the hopes of Mohit right there because he had a double round advantage, right? They made 0-1, then the score went to 2-1, then it went to 2-2. So this is how
True.
things get really, really intense in a game of Street Fighter 5. It can be the mind game of Aman to just give up those rounds and he would just come in and clutch it away in the last round itself. So it can be the mind games,
True.
it can be the flow of the matchup. We can't just really say, right?
True, man, and I believe this is just the start. This is just the
Yeah,
beginning. And we have
yeah,
at least 10 more maps, 10 more matches remaining. Because today,
yes, sir.
you looked after the schedule. We aren't going to just keep you awaited on your suspense. Rather, I'd say that we have back to back matches with the up next matchup between
Yeah,
the side of Kasib versus Whipple. Let's see
yeah,
how long is going to be it for the match to start up. And to be honest, I would really be making sure that players, in case they have any update on us, they might really have a chance to give up the opportunity to the opponent player in case we see some of those unfortunate events happening inside the plays. We have a few updates on the line which we would really be updating to you guys, but well, Bullet, what do you have to say about that?
it happens, man. See, it does happens in every tournament out there. It does happen in every matchup out there. So I would like if you can just go into towards the side of tournament brackets as we can
Yep.
see, we have an update right here. So Kasif said
Oh,
one of the
okay.
teams that I was talking about, he has forfeited the matchup, so it's gonna be a default when coming in for the side of Viplav Bhandari.
That's an opportunity. Viplav Bhandari, he has a good chance to now compete against one of the player who will be losing from the side of Aditya Verma's versus Mayank's match. Up next, guys, what's gonna be it is gonna be the upper bracket round three. Now, lower bracket round three, Bullet, it was eventually, I'll say, one of the closest which we got to witness, especially in the first map. Going inside a game of five, that's something which is quite a rare case. Plus, it's something which we'll say a semi-finale or grand finale kind of map. But because we got to see from the very first match, which was of a lower bracket, now is the
Yeah,
chance to witness upper bracket
something.
matchups.
Yeah, but before we proceed toward the side of winner matchup, we'll be taking a short break and जल्दी से मिलता है आपसे छोटे से break के बाद, guys.
so fast, all tied up like a captive. I'm on to you. Used to pit on my life, standing on rainbows, playing it cool. I haven't felt this in ages, and I've no more patience. So won't you please stay a bit longer? You're making me stronger, making me stronger. Stay a bit longer. You're making me stronger, making me stronger. like you were already mine. Surreal to me, how you make me feel wild and calm at the same time. Never felt so alive. Thought I was crazy until I reached out and saw your hand there waiting for mine, like the stars had all aligned. I lay beside today, tonight, your vibe, desire, our eyes on fire. And I breathe your aura, cannot leave your aura. You have me like gravity. You don't have to try it, it's just like a magnet. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity. You just like it's like it's just like a magnet.
Oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some wine. Oh, then it's empty again. Better fill it up before I go. Cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being it. See what I see in it, I'm typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, let it all go. Oh Lord, think you know what I'm like, but you don't fall, you lose control. Bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly. Cause I know what you don't, it is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad. Oh boy, got so hot I forgot what I should have thought of before. Sure ain't easy for you to let go of the rules, cause that's so much fun. Are you loving the feeling it? Touch me, are you in it? Don't say what you're saying, but typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, please let it go. Oh no, think I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have done. Well, bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly. Cause I know what you don't, it is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. Now come alive with me and quit the jealousy. I know you're bored, I know it's boring me. Now come alive, baby, get out the grave and live. I know you're bored. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your head. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your head. Cut to the
that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. This love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Flying so close to where we belong, and we're trying to go somewhere new. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. Trying to step back and see the view from above, 'cause I know that nothing lasts forever. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Shockwaves with you.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to NESC 2022. With me here, it's going to be Bullet. And Bullet, brace yourself because we have now the upper bracket
course.
matches to witness.
Of course, man. We already witnessed the matchup between two of the finest players in the lower brackets. We got a forfeit, one matchup, but we'll be taking a look at Ayan Biswas up against Bhagwant Singh. Names look pretty strong. Now it's all about the gameplay right now.
Yeah.
The match has already started.
B3 and Ayan, oh my god, these two players, here we go again. Both of them, one of the best and finest player which I have ever seen in the street fight, especially when it comes to the region of our India. But Ayan Biswas, let's see what he has got some skill. The previous matchup which we got to witness, B3 did had a clean swipe out. B3 was being defeated from the side of Ayan, but this time both of them showcases some true skill level, a good chunk of HP being dealt, and just look at the vulnerability being caused. B3 was at a very cornered area. He had the HP advantage, but Booty is just someone you would not want to compete with in case of those close range claws.
But the things are going other side, just as you say, the first round getting into the hands of Bhagwant. Now Ayan Biswas will be taking a look at how you want to counter, how you want to place it up. Because Ayan, take a look at this rank, man. He's super diamond. The same thing goes for Bhagwant. But Ayan has a pretty good experience when it comes to the competitive play. Throw his kick coming in from the side of Ayan. Takes a little bit of damage from the side of Bhagwant. 86 seconds left on the clock. Goes for a double hit. Goes for a spearhead slam. And B3 on their hands trying to figure out what kind of moves he want to pick in at this point of time.
Man, Ayan really don't want to get himself hot-headed in that red zone. And well, he's trying to get there, but just look after the HP damage which B3 has already dealt with. Gets the dagger out. Now, these daggers sometimes are something which you would really dodge on. One dagger has been done, he has another one in use. He gets himself stunned. That's a KO. That could be the game number one. And well, yes it is. Bhagwant gets the first win. That's gonna be our B3 who wins it from the Ibuki.
Ibuki is I would say a very a strong character to be played. She has IQ nice. He has a very good stun ability at a very good medium range, I must say. But it all comes to Ayan right now, losing the first round itself, losing the first matchup itself. But Ayan is definitely one of the guys जिनके तरफ से हमने काफी बेहतरीन comebacks भी देखे हैं.
True. I totally agree with you on that, and believe me, the way Ayan has not really showed himself what he is truly potential of, I believe he is somewhat, showing the gameplay of what earlier we got to see in the matchup of Mohit Sharma. But well, here we go once again, the daggers being in some use and the combo hits are coming in. 7-hit combo. That is some huge start to start things off with, but B3 break free on the other hand. Now he needs to make sure that counter attacks are totally being taken care of. The stun comes in. 9-hit combo once again. Ayan seems to be at a very vulnerable position. It's now or never for him, because losing this round means losing another set of game. And well, B3 seems to be totally prepared for each and every counter move coming in from the side of Ayan.
No, it's a huge challenge coming in on the way of Ayan. The way he has pick up Brody up and he's able to connect good shots. As right now he's able to connect some good shots, but not able to capitalize on a pretty good move. He's not able to box in Bhagwant. And when we talk about the boxing part, when we talk about the getting the pinned on a corner, Bhagwant is just way too good on countering that move.
I believe there's a lot to which Ayan can still showcase. He has those initial abilities which could really just, take down B3 at any given point of time. Just look after the hits. His lit are so much damaging. Ayan comparatively needs to just connect few punches
Oh,
compared to what B3 is going up with, but he gets the stun. He has an opportunity to gain down this round. He has the opportunity to close down the game, but that's where the booty comes in huge, gets counter shot, and that's another knockout. Bhagwat wins the second game in streak. That's a 2-0 with the pick of Ibuki, and I believe that's only one single game remaining for the series to end. This upper bracket has really shown up some of those two highest level of player, which we have earlier also, got to witness. B3 at that time wasn't that prepared, but look after the B3 watch, just after a month, just in couple of weeks, how highly improved he is being into this gameplay, and I believe there is a lot to be seen from the Ayan as well, because Ayan, man, he has been nothing but the champion in the earlier stages.
man, of course, but what I would say right now, Ayan Owen is not able to like just get in properly. We'll be going back to our caster just to talk about more of this matchup, because a two straight up wins, a two very big lead coming in from the side of Bhagwant. Now the main question comes in my mind: will Ayan will be able to break free from it? Because B3 breaks free is already on a very good lead, but will Ayan Owen will be breaking free away to get in those points, to get in those victories? Because ब्रोडी का कैरेक्टर पिक काफी बेहतरीन है, उनके तरफ से हमने काफी बार ये कैरेक्टर पिक्स के द्वारा हमने विजय प्राप्त करते हुए देखा है, बट इट ऑल कम्स डाउन फॉर द साइड ऑफ भगवंत टू कि वो स्पेस नहीं दे पाए अयान को, बिकॉज
जी,
द स्कोर उनके हाथ में ही है, काफी बेहतरीन लीड उनके अभी हाथ में है.
I think booty as a pick is something which is quite essentially important for a player like Ayan, who loves to play defense. When he gets aggressive, he wants the combo, and within the combo,
Yeah,
he has already been dealt with 50% of the opponent's health bar, which is massive. Each and every
true.
time you saw B3 to all the matches, to all the games which he won, it was not a perfect knockout. Rather, I'd say he was down to 60% of the HP. Now,
Yeah,
where did you even
yeah.
got to see, or how many chances did you got to see where Buri was just being that aggressive? Ayan was just having the chance compared to what we were seeing it with Ibuki, who was none other than the opponent player. So I believe that it's not only just about getting aggressive, but at the same time, just look at it right now. 9 seconds and 50 HP is almost done. Now this is the Ayan. Now this is the Buri which we'll have to see. But the counter just comes in from the side of B3, but still, comparatively, he has to still cover a huge part of disadvantage which he had already lost. But the stun comes online yet again. Is it a knockout? Because the series point is on the line.
Man, Ayan is already down to very less
What?
HP. Bhagwat gets
What?
another one in his bag, another one is an account. I'm just thinking to that, is that the same Ayan we have seen down towards in previous all matches and other local tournaments right here? Because a lot at stake, there's a lot of respect at stake. You have to gotta get in those moves struck in, but a good reversal coming in from the side of Bhagwant. He's able to pick up. Yeah, great counter Kunai. There you go. Another trying to box it in. Upper jabs coming in. And another stunning coming in right in from the side of Bhagwant. A good spearhead, but no, he will be countering up, and Ayano one gets stunned right here at 74 tag.
I mean, that's 2-0 already, you see, in the scorecard, and only one single match. And B3 is going to win it in a flawless fashion. I didn't talk about this. You would not want to get Booty red-headed. Once he go in that angry position, he brings up the chain, comes in aggressive. There's no super ability of his quite online. B3, meanwhile, is playing it safe, is playing for the time. If the timer runs out, we know it's going to be a very essential pick. The chainsaw does comes in. He is trying to take him under his, whole control. He wanna just bring him back and take him to a close range. But B3, he knows there is a big time. There is a big 30-second timer just left. Just look at the way the defense is looking so promising. Gets few counters. One punch is all he takes to take down the entirety of the winner's bracket to his favor. But Booty, man, he goes for another head punch, and well, this is going to be as close as anything. B3 now with the KO. Will he get it? It's a micro HP. Both of them at a micro HP. Ayan now has the closest opportunity,
Oh,
but
lovely.
man, he misses it. He misses it in time, and B3 wins the entire series, survives for the upper bracket round number 4. And man, what an amazing piece of art. What an amazing piece of match. We got to see a 3-0, a clean swipe out. That too for a player like Ayan. That's completely unbelievable for me.
Man, a trio from the side of Bhagwant, I will not say that was pretty easy, but as it seems. But when it comes to Ano one, I just want to say, like, Thoro, I kind of agree on your part. You said, like, when he gets really aggressive with his moves, he gets really aggressive with all of those set plays, he gets really deadly, and of course, he can just hunt up his opponent. But that was not the storyline for now. Uh, Ayan Biswas will be the playing going out for these Road to Asian Games 2022. And Tarun, what do you want to say about the last two matches that we have witnessed in just a
I
few
mean,
hours, I would say?
a lower bracket match kind of still very close, making sure that they have
Yeah,
these close call, and eventually did man went to a match of 5. But Ayan didn't even got to win two couples of back-to-back wins, which is very doubtful for me as well. To be honest, he
yeah,
has been a champion earlier. If we talk about the earlier, I'll say the other underdog Indian tournaments, and in these Indian tournaments, this is where he did got that highlight. Where we got to know him with the booty. We got to know even Ibuki, who was a pick from the side of
yeah.
B3. Both of their skill was quite something which I'll say is connected. Within the region, they are at the super diamond position. But well, there's a good news right there that Ayan will get another chance to qualify, as he is now dropped down to the lower bracket. Now, lower bracket is completely a different bracket out there. You will get to compete once, then you will get to win, you'll get to move on, but the level of competition will be double down, because a player from the upper bracket is going to come down to compete against you. In case you win it again, that's another higher level of competition which you have to gain right there, because in lower bracket the difficulty level only keeps on increasing, because all the top players are already up at the upper bracket, losers do lose out at the bottom, and then you going down from an upper to lower bracket. That is the last thing which Ayan could want. The only point for him to get inside grand finals is winning all the way from the lower bracket matches upward towards the side of B3 potentially, in case he continues winning just one single map before the semifinals.
Man, but the same story goes in. We have a loser bracket too, right? So Ayan is still not saying goodbye. Sorry for my voice. I told them that it's gonna be get eliminated. But we have the loser bracket. He will be going down for the loser bracket, and we are just waiting for the brackets to be updated. Just as it will be updated, we're going to watch to talk about what is going to be the brackets, right? Because it's going to be a really clear state that some of the winner brackets will be also very close up, as we saw the first matchup
True.
between other than the side of Mohit and Aman Ahuja. I'm expecting some kind of plays like them also in the winners matchup brackets. This is because we are calling it a winners bracket, right? Because you already won all of the round on our screen right now.
I believe Aditya Verma versus Mayank. Now that is some match to look out for. Ayan will be competing up against Aman, which is another match of interesting piece of, I'll say aggressive nature, because we have none other than, if I'm not wrong, Ibuki, which did defeated the side of Booty. Earlier we did had Kamen, and now it's going to be the side of Viplav, who will be waiting to see the matchup of Aditya Verma and Mayank. And believe me, both of them are now competing in an upper bracket
Yeah.
final. These upper bracket are something, the one who wins is going to be competing up against B3, and the one who loses will be going down to the lower bracket. So let's take a quick short break, and we'll be right back with the game number 5.
You're a rolling stone, but I'm a cannonball. You're not fooling me, not fooling anyone. Got your head in a cloud, so delusional. In the notion of all this emotional. Let's be sure, I'm being looking for something more.
over so fast, all tied up like a captive. I'm on to you. Used to pit on my life, standing on rainbows, playing it cool. I haven't felt this in ages, and I've no patience. So won't you please stay a bit longer? You're making me stronger, making me stronger. Stay a bit longer. You're making me stronger, making me stronger. You try. like you were already mine. Surreal to me, how you make me feel wild and calm at the same time. Never felt so alive. Thought I was crazy until I reached out and saw your hand there waiting for mine, like the stars had all aligned. I lay beside today, tonight, your vibe, desire, our eyes on fire. And I breathe your aura, can I leave your aura? You have me like gravity. You don't have to try it, it's just like a magnet. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity. You just like it's like it's just like a magnet.
Guys, welcome back to Road to Asian Games 2022. With me joining again, it's going to be Tarun aka Apcon and Tarun Bhai. We have already witnessed two brilliant matchups, and we are going to be witnessing another matchup between the winner brackets.
Well, it's going to be Aditya Verma competing up against the side of Mayank, and believe me, this is that one matchup we have been really awaiting for, because before this, the way Ayan and B3 had a very toe-to-toe fight back inside the WB, which was the winner bracket 3.1. Bhagwant Singh did had a great win with B3, and now we are going to see Ayan Biswas being pulled down to the lower bracket. Now the last match of our upper bracket round 3 is going to begin. This is going to be potentially the final map, and here we go. Dark Lord is up against Mickey.
Then, of course, a good matchup. We have already seen Dark Lord in few of the tournaments. It's going to be Miki also coming in this time. But a great choose pick. And they're going on classy in two-piece suit, I would say. An overcoat. Good FPS coming in. 83 seconds left on the clock for this matchup right now. Good damages. Good counter coming in from both of them. It's a pretty tight neck-to-neck battle, which is being held both of the players. The V skill and V trigger versus ready by the side of Dark. He goes in, goes with a 4 counter. Another counter comes in from the side of Mikey. Both players are playing pretty good up till now.
And some pretty good, play of the Street Fighter we are getting to see. But on the other hand, if we talk about the side of Dark Lord, he has dealt with some huge chunk of damage. Goes for another one. Gets the super ability online, and Mickey, he has lost a huge proportion of that health bar. Now down to this low 10 HP. Dark Lord, oh my god, he is just gonna get eliminated. Is it? Well, seems to be yes in this case.
A good run, I would say, from both of the players this time, but the Mikey had a little bit of advantage to his side when it comes down to overall HP. But it comes down that we have a best of 5 Tarun. We don't have like just a BO1. This will be a 3 rounds matchup between both of these players, right? So 86 seconds still left on the clock. We can see both of the players are not on the equal rank. The Dark Lord is at Super Diamond, and we can already see Mikey ROG is right now at master level. So that is some rank right there.
Mickey giving some good chunk of pressure towards the side of Dark Lord. We haven't seen him play this low in the earlier matchup, but still Dark Lord once again gets taken down by that power punch counter attack once again coming in. Mickey down the line is having that XP online. He can get the super, he can close things down and get the very first point, and well, yes, he does. The 3-hit counter, the 4-hit counter hit, which I'd rather say the combo comes in, and that's going to be none other than the side of Guild, who wins it at the very first game. It's gonna be a BO5 first game for the side of Mickey. And Mayank got some good hot start, I'll say. Aditya, meanwhile, on the other hand, with the pick of Kin, I didn't think that he was really himself while playing that character.
Man, I must say, man, like Mickey definitely showing some very good aggression. Take a look what he's trying to do. Just he did a four-hit combo, another four-hit combo. It deals just like Dark Lord 25% HP just disappears in there. Not even 10 seconds into a round, they are going in a good lead. But a counter coming from the side of Dark Lord goes for a lower jab, goes for another lower jab on the knee area. Dealing some good damage, but still not enough to just get in a good lead when it comes to the HP part.
Surely, and I believe the way both of the players have been quite in a nail-biting fight at this point of time. So far, the Supers have been looking quite promising. Dark Lord on the verge of another knockout. And yup, he gets it, and seems to be the third not my day for him.
Of course, man, the way Mike is just able, like, not even a single round has right now, like, up till now, come into the bag of Dark Lord. So, Mickey just having that good lance part up till now.
Oh, that's a good way to just distract things off the mind of the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord, as I mentioned, he hasn't been playing what he plays the best with an agent, with a character like Ken. But on the other hand, if you look at the side of Mickey, who is Mayank, Mayank is looking at the verge of getting inside the series point. And well, here he goes. A 2-0 inside the scorecard. One more win. And Mickey is going to be the one who will be up at the upper bracket round number 4, who will play alongside B3, who just won up against Ayan.
And I would say it's gonna be in very like up till now I can use that, but it's gonna be easy one for Mikey. But it will be still a kind of like the Dark Lord is kind of like confused what he's trying to do, what he's not like able to do it right now. But I would like to know Tarun, up till now how you think these both players are performing, because the Dark Lord he has already lost 2 matchups right now. He's playing on a controller, as I can see on PlayStation. That's nice.
Seems to be quite some promising rank which he did had, but counter to that, just look after that master rank which currently we are looking after the side of Mickey. Yog has been really some good play out there. He's been looking quite powerful. Going against the side of the players in a 1v1 battle happens, does not happens to be always promising, but with a 2-0 scoreline, I believe the 2-0 scoreline could really be some bad start for the side of the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord, knowing that he is down with only one single chance, it's going to be now or never for the side of him, or else if he loses this, Mayank straight away goes inside the upper bracket, and the only chance which Aditya could have had to remain and to just go off with the position of that round number 3, well, the upper bracket hopes might just get lost for him after this.
Man, I must say the character pick of Gil is very beneficial for both the sides. There you go, a good counter coming from both sides, but just dealing some minor HP damage. But this time around, Aditya needs to think what's going wrong, what's going to his side, because again, Gil is just proving why he's just better and 2 steps ahead of Aditya.
Well, early aggression once again. The Dark Lord looking this time at a very promising position. Mickey had side switched himself. Is having the player Gil. He knows he has already won 2. The pressure is off his shoulders at this point. But the Dark Lord, he has to go in very big with his strategical plays. Is totally playing all the anticipated, is getting even dodged off. But these are from Mickey, man, that is quite hard to counter for the Dark Lord.
Man, I missed it, but this time around, Dark Lord was quite promising with his attack. But a 4-hit combo coming in from the side of Mayank. Another good chunk of damage getting deal. Another round coming into the hands of Mayank. And I must say the Dark Lord will be worrying about right now how to just counter and make a comeback at this point of time.
Man, this is gonna be too difficult. Meanwhile, if you talk about the side of Dark Lord, he is now on the verge of losing it to the lower bracket. We do have Mayank at a very good pace. Mayank can potentially going in for a very good matchup against B3. That could really mean one chance before the grand finals. That's a semi-finale on the slot. But now with this much damage being dealt from the side of Dark Lord, is there any point of recovery which Mickey ROG could have? That's something to watch out for.
Man, I was like I said in the starting, Darklo was looking quite promising. This time around, he got one round to his back, but there's a lot of stuff. There's lots of hard work that needs to be done at this stage. Because 2-0 is the score right now. Aditya needs to just go in and straight away win two matchups. That you mean to say already like almost like 8 or 5 rounds to in his back. Because even man gets one of the lead, he's just taking the victory away to his side.
Some power shots right there, gets another knock onto the heads. It's down to 55% of the HP. A perfect KO might have came in, but that's a retaliation coming in, and the 6-hit combo. The Dark Lord did needed this from the very start time, but the reversal and then instantly deployed it down with that defense, with that initial block, and the blocks are now looking at a very promising angle with an equalizer. Dark Lord did have an opportunity, but the super ability comes online. That's the end, and well, the Dark Lord is gonna get eliminated out of that 33 hit combo. The super, what a way to end things off, and that's gonna be none other than Mayank winning the match at a 3-0 score.
Man, what a matchup we have seen in the past. Only just one matchup what we saw between the side of Mohit Sharma and Aman Ahuja to just go neck to neck. But now this time around, Aditya versus Mayank man also gets a 3-0 victory, and this will be the Dark Lord, who will be going towards the side of loser brackets, and will be going to the side of Kasif Sayyed and Tarun bhai. क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप इस पूरे मैचअप के बारे में, like from your personal perspective?
I think today everything which we got to see was all unexpected. Nothing
Yeah.
expected went, like the first match, a match of lower bracket having to be this close. What we expected from upper bracket the same, but upper bracket rather is vertically opposite to 3-0 plus B3 winning from the side of Ayan is another big shocking start which we got to see in the tournament. Yes, there's often these small things where we get to see a top-notch player going first of all in the lower bracket so that he has an easy competitor to compete against. But I don't think that's a very idealizing situation which Ayan wanna be in, especially if we don't see himself less than any of our grand finals. Meanwhile, if we talk about Mayank right here, well, he played it quite well, I believe, from the side of just a gill.
Man, I would say like Mayank, on the other hand, was very, I would say, confident with his moves and was just able to like counter in every patch. It was just not like that. Ki, from the side of Aditya, they were not good moves. They were pretty good moves. He got just one round in his bag. But वही बात आ जाती है कि like Mayank had a pretty good experience with overall competitive play. I would say that.
True, man, and I believe we soon gonna head over to the fixtures. To be honest, because fixtures, what
Yeah.
we'll see is an upper bracket finals right there. Now that's where Bhagwant Singh is gonna compete up against the side of Mayank. The loser will drop down to the lower bracket round number 5, while the winners will be inside the grand final round 1. Now, grand finals is also divided into two parts where the winner will get an opportunity to just be at a place where in case he loses he gets another BO5 to play, and he has to make all the way up till the round 2 of the grand finals.
Ah man, we have still few rounds to go. We are seeing just like players are coming in, players are going in, and I'm expecting some. I just want more of like neck to neck battles where we see a 2-0 lead, then we see a 2-2 equalized score, and then somebody just clutching it at the micro HP. I want that kind of fights to be here at Road to Asian Games 2022.
And that's really been some power packed gameplay we got to see. But I believe we have just down the line we have done with 5 initial matchups. The other initial matchup is going to be between an upper bracket match itself,
Yeah,
which, if I'm not wrong, we are going to head over to a B3 versus a Miki Aruji match. So that's the upper
yeah.
bracket semi-finale. Winner goes to the grand finals, and that is something which we have been awaited for. Let's see that what are your, just put in your guesses inside the chat section to all of our viewers. Meanwhile, we'll take a quick short break so that our players are already warmed up for the grand finals before.
Oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some wine. Oh, then gets empty again. Better fill it up before I go. Cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being it. See what I see in it, I'm typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, let it all go. Oh Lord, think you know what I'm like. fly. 'Cause I know what you don't. It is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up. How sad. Oh boy, got so hot I forgot what I should have thought of before. Sure ain't easy for you to let off the rules, 'cause there's so much fun. Are you loving the feeling? It touch me, are you in it? Don't say what you're saying, but typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, please let it go. Oh no, think I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have done. Well, bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly. 'Cause I know what you don't. It is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up. Now come alive with me and quit the jealousy. I know you're bored, I know it's boring me. Now come alive, baby, get out the grave and I know you're bored. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your head. Cut to the bone, it's broken up. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your head. Cut to the bone, it's broken up. How does it feel to breathe when
that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back.
Welcome back, Devi or Sanjana. Once again, you are being welcome to the NESC 2022, which is the Road to Asian Games with me here joining, and it's gonna be yet again Bullet. Bullet, finally we are with the semi-finale, I'll say rather, of our
Yeah.
upper bracket, where we will be seeing both of our winners of the BO3 matches, who will be B3, competing up against Mayank.
Yeah, man. I'm looking very forward to this matchup because after our first matchup, things are being pretty, one-sided. So as a caster, as a viewer, also, I just want into this players can go into the overtime section. We can see some Mark Crispy clutches because this is the Road to Asian Games 2022, man. यहाँ पे ऐसा गेम प्ले नहीं होगा तो फिर एग्जैक्टली कहाँ पे होगा क्योंकि there's a lot of stake right here. You have the chance to represent your country in an official Asian Games event. So this is like a very big thing for the players and even as a caster for ourselves.
I believe all of those grind, all of those late night plays now is where it all comes into the consideration. We have been seeing already, them been grinding for almost 2 hours. Our game did started at 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, but now we are just down to seeing some of the other half of the tournament because initially 5 matches are done right here, right now. After this, it's only going to be the top 5 players who will be competing up against each other for the up next map. We do have B3, we do have Mayank, and what we have seen from our previous matches. What are your thoughts on both of the players picked?
Man, Mikey is just very confident when it comes to picking and playing up with Gil. But there you go, B3 coming with a good some damage right there. Mikey not able to capitalize on his moves. Another good move coming from the side of B3. Mikey just losing all of his HP, down to 50% HP left right now in this current drive.
Man, some good early damage being dealt, but Mayank on the other hand, this ain't gonna be that easy as he anticipated. Meanwhile, B3 breaks free on the other hand, is breaking each and every piece of bone which is left in the body of Mayank, and there he goes with the first game. Quite a close one, but he gets it for himself, and the super ability is just few bars away.
And the super ability, the players are trying to like keep it up as a very safe switch, just to like get some extra damage when they are a pretty a bad situation. Right now, Mikey is just able to corner between and in the left hand side, reverse ability is about to get charged up from the side of B3, just waiting up to when trigger that one. The first round itself takes away by Bhagwant. Now Mayank on the other hand just trying to get some more damage to just secure this round for himself, and will just make this 1-1 in this first matchup for now.
Surely B3 is down to a very low HP. I think this is gonna be a 1-all already. To what a start of game number 1. Bhagwant does even as this things off, even after winning that one first amazing great match. But moving on to the final match, yet again the signature move from Mayank. Yet again being seen earlier before we did go to see how a survivor was just being eliminated out of this moves right there. Meanwhile, back-to-back combos of 2 hits looks quite promising. B3 is here to make sure that the first round which he wins, he does not just gives it away after just giving away the momentum, but the reversal, just look after the reversal. And well, Makey on the other hand looks now at an aggressive stance.
Man, to be very honest, B3 is now just using those true escapes, and I guess he's charged up right now. But a good stand coming from the side of Mikey, and B3 is going to be stand and another one. in the bag for this time around. Mayank and Bhagwant, दोनों players हमारे हैं winner bracket के, and they are showing some really good intense plays. But that's how we know it's going to be the first to 3 rounds. तो एक matchup आपके हाथ में जाएगा, and Mayank this time around winning the first matchup for himself.
This is just the first game. It's a BO5. So there's always a room for comeback. B3 could always make sure that in case he really want to gives up, he really want to give up these many attention towards himself of grabbing that semi-finale slot, then this is the moment for him to shine. This is the chance for him to make sure that he directly goes in at a bracket where he is one step away from being inside the grand finals.
Of course, man, he may be one step ahead, but Bhagwant's going to be the barrier around him to just wait and say, Mayank, hello, bro. I'm here, still here to just, counter you. But a good set of moves coming from the side of Big 3 this time around, dealing a good set of damage. This time, Mayank's not able to capitalize on his counters, and there you go. First round for itself coming from the side of Bhagwant. A good one, I would say. And things will be now pretty interesting from the side of Mikey this time around.
Man, B3, it's like, every new game you start, the first round has always been capitalized from the side of B3. Looking after the game number 2, it seems to be as if B3 is kind of, just happening to stay at the same pace which he had shown us in the game 1. Did won the first round, but eventually did not had a good enough room to create space for himself, while the close range, the close range fights are really happening to be quite promising. The signature shots, once again, being the Red Hunters, and well, he goes it for again. B3 is going to be 2-1 out of this point of time. He can only play defense because one offense would really lead him to an equalizer, and well, that's what happens.
Man, it's going to be the final round this time around. Both of our players are showing pretty good plays. I would say it's not kind of like next to battle, but if you look at the numbers game right here, what both of the players are showing, they're showing pretty good moves, showing a pretty good skill set, but it all comes down to the spacing that you provide to your opponent to just grab on and capitalize on every other move. 80 single left on the clock, a 4-hit combo coming in from the side of B3, another one combo coming in from the side of B3, and this time around Mikey is losing 50% of her HP. 70 seconds left on the clock, a good kick on the face right there, on the face of B3.
Man, the strokey seems to be quite some promising move coming in. B3, he has the chance to secure the game. Throw escape comes in. There goes the super ability. He has the reversal online, takes a huge chunk of the damage. That's a 12-hit combo and still needs some more health bar to be drained down. Uses the signature. He is now finally down to an equalizer. B3 has the opportunity. Has won the first round. Went on an equalizer, but this is that one chance. The fire versus ice finally coming inside the play. An aggressive aerial, but the Electro Wizard is now going to just counter him apart out of his gameplay, and that's the 1-all scoreline after the very first when Laura pick coming in from the side of Bhagwant does result in a very promising start for him. Even though he did lose the initial match, he is having a good stance and playing up against Gil. I mean, he seems to be unbeatable up till this moment.
I must say, man, this matchup is not looking very promising for this time around. But it all comes down to both of the players, how they want to play, how they want to counter each other. We can see one of our players is a super diamond, B3 of course, and Mikey is a master rank player. So there's quite a bit of difference, but when it comes to a competitive play, you can't just really say who's going to be the better side, because Bhagwant also secured one matchup, Mayank has also secured one matchup. It all comes down to this crucial match point, match lead to just take it away and build up the pressure on your opponent play.
I truly believe that the way things have been really so powerful from the side of B3, he would really not want to just lose out this entire opportunity to get inside the semi-finals, which is one step away from being inside the grand finals, inside the top 2, because this is the current top 2 which we are seeing according to the fixtures. Meanwhile, if you talk about Mayank, he has totally been outplayed in every first round in every game. You start off a new game, you are going to see only B3 winning with the pick of Laura. But if we talk about the side of Mayank, the second game is where he really starts to build up his pace, the pressure onto B3, and well, seems to be a similar case in this situation yet again.
Man, I must say some really good bag rushes coming in from the side of both the players, but reversal ability about to get charged from the side of Bhagwant. A good set of moves, another slam in on the ground coming in from the side of Bhagwant this time around. A good set of moves from the back end, a fire ability, another on the face of Laura. But Bhagwant this time around not able to capitalize at this time. But Mayank on the other hand, he's just waiting it out, trying to create that spread, goes for a body slam, another double hit combo, deals a lot of damage and a straight up KO. And I would say it's a perfect KO when the series of those hits were going in from the side of Mikey.
Could have been, in case the HP of him could have remained actually at the highest peak, but B3, man, he is right back with that aggression. Just look after the HP. Bhagwant is now being at the closest point to secure the lead inside the scoreline. It's a 1-all situation. Meanwhile, B3 is now looking at a defensive position. It's a 98 HP up against just a 12 HP. That's a huge chunk of difference. Just 1 3-hit combo. 1 hit, 2 hit, and the final hit comes in, and that's gonna be it. The 2-1 comes inside the play. B3 comes up to be on top, and what a way to bring the lead to herself.
Man, oh man, this was some plays coming in from the side of Bhagwant. In a nick of time, he just gets Mikey and Mayank to just the corner and to just deal a lot of damage. A 2-1 scoreline coming in. It's gonna be a match point for Bhagwant to win this matchup and secure that victory to his side.
Seems to be some good promising start yet again. Okay, that's a good flip over, and these flip overs are really getting inside the brains of Nikki. You look at the earlier damage. 4th game bullet for today, and once again the first round seems to be quite promisingly led by the side of B3. Each and every time you see a new game, that's going to be Bhagwant who grabs the first round. That seems to be some good start, or I'll say, a legacy to be created from his side, because he is not ready to lose. One more punch and he gets the knockout. 4 rounds in row, he wins each and every round number 1. And 3 rounds previously we saw how it was just being turned back up against B3 where Mayank did secure. But well, what do you see? Is it an equalizer, or we are seeing B3 winning this series?
I think it could be a series win by Mikey. I'm just saying.
Meanwhile, B3 looking once again at a very aggressive stance, takes down Mickey at another time. Just look after the way he is working so aggressively to get that second round. But this time, B3 is not ready to give away his possession onto the opponent player, making sure that he gets him off guard. But well, he did try the best, but in the end, it was none other than Mayank who did corner down.
Like I said, this could be the side of Mikey, but man, got 1 round in his back. Already by a 2 lead, Bhagwant is leading this whole series, right? If he gets this one, he will be taking home that bracket. But there will be no loser bracket, I guess, for this time around. But a good set of damage coming in from the side of Mayank. Already dealt 50% of the damage from the side of Bhagwant. But another good counter coming in from the side of Bhagwant. Gets the slam, gets the shockers. A good reversal for Mikey. Goes for a double head combo. Goes for another one. Now 25% HP left when compared to Mikey. But both of the players' reversals are ready. But the trigger ability is on the set. Another one for, I would say, Bhagwant. But Mikey gets back at the same time, at the right time. Exactly.
Man, believe me, this is going to be one close of a match. Because if B3 loses, he loses the opportunity for the semi-finale. This is one last time where B3 is going to get this close, or else he is going to suffer a lower bracket loss where he will be competing up against some of those players who have been looking quite promising in the round number 3. Round number 5 is really on the line. Each and every counter move was looking quite amazing until this right moment. Losing this is going to mean a very bad situation, as Mayank is going to be on the verge of losing the entire upper bracket advantage. But finally, he comes up to an equalizer, a 2-0 to start things off. We will go to the game number 5. Game number 5, is it another set of, continuation, where the first game would be won from the side of none other than Laura, and then we'll see Mayank with the equalizer, or is it going to be something different, not according to the theory which we have?
And I gotta say, like I said, this can go to a 2-2 and where Mayank can just close in and gun with the fight. But there you go, our last match has already started. It's gonna be 90 seconds, but already good chunk of damage getting dealt by the side of Mayank. Reverse on the counter and goes for that skull crush, triple hit. These are a little bit of damage, but not enough to just get that kill, right?
Yep. B3 meanwhile making sure that he is able to get those equalizer, get those HP advantage to a neutral situation, but somehow dodges things off, gets another counter apart, flips flops him all over his mind, and now that's only a close call. B3 has always won the first game. No matter which match it is, the first round has always been won, but this time we see something different happening. Mayank gets the first round and he is on the verge of winning the game and getting inside the semi-finale.
And of course, but like Mayank has already now had a round advantage lead to his side for the summer round. If we talk about the second round, but he's not able to create that space for himself to just box in Mayank, and that particular trying to just corner your opponent. It's not easy when it comes to a competitive play like this.
Truly a good piece of fight we're getting to see here from both of the players. So from both of such a different skill group of player, but Gil has really been having some tough time right there. Now only 60 seconds remaining, a minute to be honest. Both of them dealing with some HP, no super ability online, but B3, well, she gets it. The Electro Wizard looking quite powerful, uses the reversal, and can this be a closure? Because well, Mayank, if he loses this, that's going to be an equalize, and for the first time, that's going to be some switch around, but the knockout comes in, and the semi-finalist, the first semi-finalist for today, that's going to be none other than Mayank. Gil played it so well, the game was so close, but in the end, Bhagwant loses it, and B3 is now yet again forced down to the lower bracket semi-finale.
And like I told you, this can be a comeback from Mayank, and my prediction goes right as well this time. And I don't know what, like this was a kind of like I would say a winner bracket matchup between both of these players. Like how they both played. We had the Mayank had a good lead, but he lost it on the second round itself. Now it was all about from the side of Bhagwant. Then Bhagwant loses it up, and again it's going to be the side of Gil who wins it up. And very good matchup and very good skill set shown by the both players, I must say, for this matchup.
I believe this was just the beginning of our, end tournament, which I'll, honestly say,
Yeah.
because now the loser is at the loser bracket round 5.
Yeah.
One, I'll say, step away from getting back herself inside the grand finals. Meanwhile, if you look after the lower bracket situations, we do have Mohit at a very good position. We are going to have Vipul as well, who will be competing up against Aditya Verma. So now is the time where all the lower bracket do really need to come. And as I mentioned, Aditya versus Viplav, we have Ayan, who is going to be none other than a Budi, the character, the favorite character who made a remarkable entry. Grand finale round 1 is booked for the side of Mayank, but lower bracket round 5 is also looking quite promising. The winner of none other than Aditya Verma is going to get a chance to compete up against the winner of Ayan Biswas versus Aman Ahuja. Then both of them competing against lower bracket will get a chance to being one, and then they will compete against the final. So well, this is something which is going to be way more exciting than we could have really anticipated. But what's your call? Where are we heading? Do we see Ayan coming back from losing that upper bracket, or is there a team inside a lower bracket with a greater potential?
I think, man, this can go anywhere around toward the side of Mayank, because he like the matchup between Bhagwant and Mayank was something very extraordinary, I must say. But when it comes to the side of course, जो हम देखने वाले हैं between Aditya Verma and Viplav, it's something to look up, because Aditya did a very good gave a very good fight up to towards the side of Mayank, but he eventually lost it. But it doesn't matter, right? Because you still have the loser brackets to just confirm your slot in the next fixture.
True, man, and I believe we still have somewhat, if I'm not wrong, like 5 games remaining, because 6 games are already being done. 2 more lower bracket. Then we have 2 of the lower bracket semis and finals. One of them, Mayank,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, is already waiting for the grand final one, just one step away from being that runner-up or the champions for the night at the NESC 2022, the Road to Asian Games Championship, which is sponsored by Inox and Artsmith. So let's take a quick short break, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back with the lower bracket matchups for the last time.
Paranoid, you claim this love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Flying so close to where we belong. Now we're trying to go somewhere new. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. Trying to step back and see the view from above, 'cause I know that nothing lasts forever. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. 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 touch so familiar deep inside, like you were already mine. Surreal to me, how you make me feel wild and calm at the same time. Never felt so alive. Thought I was crazy until I reached out and saw your hand there waiting for mine, like the stars had all aligned. I lay beside today, tonight, your vibe, desire, our eyes on fire. And I breathe your aura, cannot leave your aura. You have me like gravity. You don't have to try it, it's just like a magnet. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity. You just like it's like it's just like a magnet.
Oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some oil. Oh, think it's empty again. Better fill it up before I go. Cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being it. See what I see, nigga, typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are right back at the lower bracket, which is one last chance to qualify for the Road to Asian Games. We have the Dark Lord. We have none other than the side of Aditya, but the KO comes in at the very first place, and Dark Lord wins it in the first fight.
जी बिल्कुल देखिए पहला राउंड यहाँ पे राउंड 1 जाते हुए नजर आ रहा है हमें टुवर्ड द साइड ऑफ डॉक्टर ही नीड्स टू कैपिटलाइज on the they need to just get in those those plays to get on the place right connections होने चाहिए situation सही तरीके से आपकी लगनी चाहिए because if you don't get those moveset right you're definitely going down on the HP.
Surely, and I believe the Dark Lord really needs to make sure that the win which he got from the very first round needs to sustain it at a very essential angle. In case if he loses it, you need to give only that one chance, and you know that the pick of Kyle has really been somewhat promising. Starting things off with the clone, fight itself, we have really seen her with that very confidence angle. Meanwhile, if you look after the side of Dark Lord, well, he goes in for a big super ability, 1 micro HP, and that's the knockout. That's the game number 1. Aditya Verma wins in big with that 1-0, and that's going to be none other than Jangif, the character with whom he has won.
Of course, a very good character pick coming in, a good set of skins, I would say. Aditya Verma going for the first round to itself, first matchup to itself. Now, Aman Ahuja, he definitely, man, he came in from a loser bracket, right? Now, if he loses it out, he will be saying goodbye to this Road to Asian Games. So he needs to step up a little bit, goes for those counters, try to get the first attack, and there you go. He gets the first strike, doing a good set of damage to Dark Lord, going for those kicks, those upper kicks, but goes in the air from the side of Dark Lord, but not able to connect it properly.
Well, let's see what Aman Ahuja is having. The man who just won the round number 3 of lower bracket is now in the lower bracket round 4. This is going to mean that the winner is going to have a very good, I'll say, bracket. Yes, the competition level is going to increase drastically, as you have none other than the winners of upper bracket waiting for you to compete up against. Meanwhile, if you talk about Aditya Verma, he is looking quite promising enough. and well slams on Aman down once again. The HP advantage has been nullified, and after that the combo comes in, and Aman Ahuja seems to be the one who wants an equalizer after the very first loss in the game one.
Man, he needs to just get in those shots right, because on the other hand, the Doppler is just able to counter each and every part. Straight up goes for a counter Whirlpool. 10-11 hit. He gets the KO straight up. Now another round going into the bag of Dark Lord. Things definitely not looking very good for the side of Aman Ahuja. Now, the Aditya Verma to his perspective, he needs to chill a little bit. He needs to not to be very very aggressive, to just get in the flow and do some mistakes from his end.
Truly a very fine aggression, and Dark Lord always being the one who is winning the entire lower bracket round 4. Finally some promising start, but the rolling thunders is something which is very hard to counter off. Need to really make sure that you are not getting caught in that close range situation. Meanwhile, just look after the HP. Finally, some hopes for the side of Aman Ahuja. If he loses this round, he knows that it's going to be a 2-0, and the confidence level coming in from Aditya Verma in the last game 3 would be just at another pace. Once again goes for those amazing piece of ability. He uses the super online, but somehow gets the reversal, and it's gonna be Aman Ahuja winning the first round and taking us to the final round in the game 2.
And of course, take a look what she's trying to do. It's trying to get some the underdogs and under kicks in, but the things that he's able to counter perfectly. Dark Lord straight up falls on the ground. Another slam in comes in. He goes into the corner, but a good counter coming from the side of Dark Lord.
Believe me, Dark Lord is really looking at a good momentum, but in case he gives that one chance to Aman Ahuja of winning that one map, winning that one game, that could really mean that we have a good fighting chance for both of the players equally, because normally once you have the momentum, you would really not want to give it back to your opponents just in the middle of the game.
Well, the momentum has definitely shifted out of both the players. Like, one round is already in the back of Aman. Aditya, on the other hand, he's had a one matchup lead. So Aman Ahuja just definitely need to get this one, because if he loses this one, Aditya Verma will be going to a scoreline. But there you go, he goes in there. Good counter coming from the side of Dark Lord. He goes into the air again. A black flip coming in. 39 seconds left on the clock. It goes for underhead, but a double hit counter coming in from the side of Dark Lord. He slams on the ground. Another KO. Another round going to the bag of Aditya Verma.
Man, this was quite some close call coming in, but still, at least a round being won is something which is better than completely being devastated. Aditya Verma with a 2-0 scoreline on board. We are gonna hop in inside the game number 3, which is the final game for one of the two players, as this remains a lower bracket. From this point of time, Aman Ahuja either has to give one of the greatest comeback inside the bracket already, or else he needs to, really, there's no other option for him either to go home.
Bro, definitely, it's a do or die situation for him right now. But I think maybe Aman Ahuja will try to get one matchup, but we still cannot be very sure, because Aditya Verma is not just giving that one little space to just Aman Ahuja to come in and put some good moves. Another very straight up in there, goes for the head and slams on the ground. Aman Ahuja losing almost 50% of his HP right there.
Meanwhile, seems to be as if some good counter shots are really coming in this time from the side of Aman Ahuja. Aditya Verma dealing with a lot of pain right there, but gets the super ability. The defense is looking quite promising. Well, the defense dodge was quite amazing from the side of Aman Ahuja yet again. Going in for the aggression is quite close. This game is going to be very close, and it all falls out to round number 1. Well, the second KO comes in this time for the side of Aman Ahuja. Has got 2 KOs earlier as well, but wasn't just able to convert it into a game win.
Yeah, the game win is not gonna come easy, Tarun bhai, because there's a lot of stakes right here. Definitely the medal of the rotation games 2022, which has been held by none other than NESC. But on the other hand, we talk about the plays. Dark Lord's already losing some of his HP, the same kind of HP. He has losing out by the side of Kamina Man 2. That's going to be Aman Ahuja for this time around. 78 seconds left on the clock. Goes for the air slams. Both the players are trying to create a little bit of space, trying to wait for some mistakes and create opportunities for them to just counter and box the player in the corner.
Surely the power punch does comes in, but the reversal. Oh my god. Aman Ahuja, this is gonna be a very bad situation. All the advantages has been slammed down. A back-to-back double reversal. The stun comes in. The KO is gonna be just lined up, and the hat-trick roller ride. Well, there we go. The Dark Lord wins in big. That's a 2-0 down the line. A 1-all situation. Final game point for either of the players. If Aditya wins it, that's the win, and we'll see Aman Ahuja losing it and getting eliminated. Here he goes for another roller ride. Make sure that he is just making Aman Ahuja annoying with this pace. Gets turned out, and well, this seems to be GG's already. And once again, Aditya Verma, after losing the upper bracket, wins it in the lower one, gets himself at another bracket at the round 5, and unfortunate for the side of Aman Ahuja, as he is now going to be eliminated from the brackets.
Of course, man. He was pretty confident with his overall gameplay, I must say. The Dark Lord was just not giving any space to Ahuja, and this is what happens, right? When you have the confidence, when you have the skill set, you win it very, very easily, and that's what happened toward the side of Dark Lord.
Man, that was some amazing gameplay right there, but we have another game which is going to be lined up. This is going to be that one match which will really help them to cope up towards that round 5, and round 5 is where now we are going to be seeing the Dark Lord holding things off. He might really want to speculate this one game because he might really get an idea. Plus wins it, will be then competing up against the side of B3, who is at the lower bracket finals.
Yeah, man. We'll be taking guys. We need to just get him the plays right, because we have already saw some of the players getting boxed in. We have already saw some of the players doing it a very one-sided matchup. We already saw players showing a very close to call fight-ups when we saw the first match. So there's not really left to witness, but all that's really left to see who is going to be the one single player to win it today.
And I'm really looking forward to see that what's going to be the overall schedule, I'll say, the fixtures for today.
Yeah.
As we see Bhagwant Singh already up at the grand finale. Mayank, up at the lower bracket finale, rather, I'd say. Mayank is the one at the grand finals. The winner of lower bracket will get to compete up against the side of Mayank. Meanwhile, if we talk about the winners for now, who will be playing from Ayan Biswas versus Viplav Bhandari. This is the matchup where we are going to see Buri coming in. This is a matchup where Viplav, we did not got to see him even for once, because Kasif eventually did give up to that advantage which he had. It was a forfeited match, giving his opponent a chance to complete moving forward inside the tournament. And man, that's going to be one interesting way to just end things off, because in case Ayan wins it, that's going to be a tough time of Aditya Verma then. Then from Aditya Verma versus Ayan, what I am really assuming it out to be, might be that Ayan would really come out. Then is where the interesting thing happens. You can right there see that in the winner bracket round 3, we had Bhagwant Singh versus Ayan. Now look after the lower bracket finals, which is at the bottom right of your screen. That's where Bhagwant Singh is already holding, and I believe that Ayan is that possible contender to be holding that spot.
Yeah. But before we go towards our next set of matches, guys, we'll be taking a short break and मिलते हैं आपसे एक छोटे से ad break के बाद.
Let it all go. Oh Lord, think you know what I'm like, but you don't fall, you lose control. Bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly, 'cause I know what you don't. It is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad. Oh boy, got so hot I forgot what I should have thought of before. Sure ain't easy for you to let off the rules, 'cause there's so much fun. Are you loving the feeling that touch me? Are you in it? Don't say what you're saying, but typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, please let it go. Oh no, think I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have sweet melody when I dance on your fly. 'Cause I know what you don't. It is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. Now come alive with me and quit the jealousy. I know you're bored, I know it's boring me. Now come alive, baby, get out the grave and I know you're bored. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your head. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your head. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your head. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad.
On my mind, succeeded with hope and you were sure I couldn't agree that we were meant to be, but our love is what they talk about in movies. Our love is what they talk about. Yeah, we were wild and free, and you know everything about me. So wild and free, and you know everything about me. love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. This love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Flying so close to where we belong, and we're trying to go somewhere new. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you.
Well, welcome back
Guys,
NESC 2022 में आप सभी को जहाँ पे मैं अनबुलेट एक बार फिर आप सभी से जुड़ने वाला है. You know, we have just been stunned by the fixtures जो हमने just देखा. तो let's directly get into fixtures बुलेट ताकि हमारी ऑडियंस को भी पता हो कि हम स्टार्टिंग में इतने स्प्रिंट क्यों नजर आ रहे थे.
we kind of stun one, right, but that's not a problem right there. We'll be able to see where brackets के finale में we saw a very good matchup coming in from the side of Bhagwant Singh and Mayank जो proceed कर चुके थे the side of grand finale. GF round 1, I would say. Talking about the loser bracket, we already saw a very good matchup coming in from the side of Aman and Aditya Verma, जहाँ पे आदित्य वर्मा विजेता बने हमारे साथ. Ayan Biswas और विप्लव भंडारी का यहाँ पे matchup बाकी है, but we can see Bhagwant Singh securing his way to the lower bracket finale as well.
I believe the lower bracket 4.2, the round number 4, the last matchup for tonight in round 4, and then it's all about the semi-finales, the list of semi-finales which we are having. Ayan Biswas versus the side of Viplav Bhandari, where we are going to witness him for the very first time. Viplav Bhandari, what's going to be the matchup? What's going to be the character pick? We know Ayan Biswas for sure that he is the one with the booty, but eventually what we have seen, what we have expected from Ayan is something which he is not quite, I'll say potentially delivered, to be honest, because he is someone who is one of the best players, to be honest, to be witnessed from my side. Yeah, Mayank on the other hand is also someone who has been a very great player right there at the upper bracket grand finale. But well, Aditya Verma, meanwhile, winning up against a match of Aman Ahuja, that was quite some bright win, that too from a player like Gill. If we talk about the side of Bhagwant Singh, he just lost up the matchup, but finally, Yoka Blue being played from the side of Viplav Bhandari and Ayan Biswas. Not the first time both of them have competed up against each other, but the earlier matchups, we have really seen Ayan having some good upper hands.
Ah man, there you go. We have Ayan and Yokai Blue yet again. I'm able to witness this. One of the best players, one of the best players in our country. Must to go on. I'm not gonna mince my words right here. But no, Yokai Blue is just able to get some damage from the side of Ayan when he puts the spear on his head. Doing damage as of now. Diamond rank के दोनों हमारे players हैं, but Ayan is right now super diamond. ज़्यादा rank का difference नहीं होने वाला. Both of the players are very good and talented. They play good air combo legs भी लगेंगे. Reversal आने को देखने को मिलेगा Ayan के द्वारा, but no, 58 seconds left on the clock. Deals a little bit of damage to Ayan, but Yokai Blue is almost right now at 80% HP.
Man, he has a good punch off that signature ability, and well, yeah, he goes into that red mod. He is totally gonna be into that amazing position to just take back a very good head counter. There he goes, but still, the end is not so near as Yokai Blue is still up, but there we go. Ayan coming back with that comeback with a pixel HP. Wins the round number 1, and that was as close as anything. Finally, the Ayan we know him for is looking right back into the action.
Of course, man. Let's see what now. Yokai Blues will do it. Like Ayan won, like definitely one round in his bag, but still not sure. Because Yokai Blue, we have seen both of these players perform pretty well, but this is the first time, if I'm not wrong, maybe to see both of these playing going up against 5-hit combo coming in from the side of Yokai Blues, like a damage reversal coming in from the side of Ayan, but will be not enough to counter the Yokai Blues combos. Gets 2 on the back, but still not enough to just get in the kill. Goes for the spear, another spear coming in, but now Yokai Blue will just counter it right up. But you know, he gets a little bit of damage still, and he's able to counter it perfectly.
To be honest, I believe Ayan really has a good upper hand after that match one, after the round 1, but look at the HP. The HP really suggests that he is at a very vulnerable state, meanwhile gets a good super ability. We have the reversal online, Yokai Blue needs to activate it, but somehow is not being given the chance. Down to 15 HP, Ayan does not even fear his HP, he does not even looks for a bit of a minute, but BD Birdeye meanwhile goes in huge with that win. The first ever win coming in from this evening from the side of Ayan till date. We were just anticipating as if he was having quite a difficult time, but these lower bracket are the places for such players who really know that they do belong nothing less than a grand final. But for now, we have 4 contenders left. If Ayan wins it now, we have another contender who is Aditya. If he wins it again, then we have Vishwajit. If he wins it again, then we have Mayank inside the grand final. So this is not going to be an easy task for him to just win and go. He needs to really win back-to-back 4 matches in order to become the champion.
And of course, like 78 seconds left on the clock, champions कौन बनेंगे हमें तो आने वाले कुछ घंटों में पता चलने वाला था. But right now, there's one thing sure, and I'm looking pretty confident with his moves, doing good sort of damage. But no, Yokai Blue will come with the counter, goes for that set slam, grabs his hair, goes for a 4 damage hit, and it's just now not the right Ayan, I would say, जो हमें देखने को मिले थे पहले matchups में.
Meanwhile, if we talk about the side of Ayan, is kind of struggling a bit, and that's 3 HP versus 85, now 55, and something close. But still, how can Yokai Blue still be this patient at this time? Does go on towards a supersonic mod. Can this be the end for the side of Ayan? Well, he is still struggling to get him down. The knockout is this close. But you know that Birdie is that one monster not ready to die. And this monster is looking at an angry position unless the timing goes wrong. Yokai Blue wins the first one. One more to go to bring up the equalizer in the scorecard.
Man, I must say, man, 4-hit combo coming from the side of Yokai, and but he gets the victory right up because ज़्यादा HP बची नहीं थी वहाँ पे Ayan की. But I must say, man, Ayan was like, he looks kind of confused right now because he's just able to get boxed in, goes for the counter, goes in the air to slam, and Yokai deals a little bit of damage too. 78 seconds left on the clock for now. Counter coming from the side of Yokai Blue yet again. But corner हो चुके हैं काफी ज़्यादा, like काफी ज़्यादा he boxed in, and this time around Yokai Blue is looking pretty confident. But Ayan is just able to capitalize very great in this whole round. and the first round victory coming in from the side of Ayan 1.
Quite some good play right there. Meanwhile, if you talk about the side of Yokai Blue, he had the opportunity, he had the upper hand, but now finally turning it down to an equalizer, you're giving nothing but a clean advantage, a clean hope for comeback for the side of Ayan. And if Ayan gets it, there's no chance he's losing it. Once again, the Earthquake being quite essentially placed from the side of Yokai Blue, dealing with some lower shot damage. The grounded shots are really happening to be quite promising, and once again he gets it. The HP is really looking quite desirable for the side of Ayan, as he always loses these many early chunk of damage into his health bar. The supersonic mode is quite on. There he goes at the aggressive stance. The 6-hit combo comes in. Ayan now is at a very vulnerable position. He's at the corner. He is draining his HP. He gets the super ability online, but that's of no use. Once again, the moment you want to grab up his signature, the Earthquake comes inside the play, and Yokai Blue, there's no beating him at this point of time, and yes, he gets the KO. That's the equalizer at 1-all, and what an amazing matchup. Viplav wins it big, that too with a Nikali, which we did not earlier, witness much, to be honest.
And there's a 1-1 scoreline, and I must say a good fight up from both of these players. That's why we're able to see a 1-1 scoreline. But Ayan 1, I must say, man, this is not the same Ayan that we have seen previously. So yeah, we're kind of saying some of moves not getting right up, and I should say this, like Ayan 1 needs to go a little bit more aggressive, because this is what we saw in the previous bracket as well, Tarun. We have seen Ayan 1 doing some very aggressive plays, but when he's not like playing a little bit cool, playing a little bit in a chill mode, he misses his overall energy that we used to see in him.
Ayan did had a good start. 2-0 start isn't quite bad, but then losing it in the second game, that's a bit unfortunate. And this is just the beginning of the entire setback which he has to give all throughout the round. We did take a look at the side of our fixtures, where now Ayan is just competing up against the side of Viplav Bhandari. Then we have another matchup where Aditya is waiting for him. Then we have another matchup where we know B3 is waiting for him. And then eventually it's the grand final where Mayank will be waiting. So Ayan, because he just lost that upper bracket match, I don't think the matchup is going to be that easy. But well, we need to see that as we hop inside the game number 3 of this day. This is gonna be one epic match to witness. Ayan Biswas, let's see what's gonna happen. Yokai Blue has equalized it after losing. Meanwhile, this is the game 3.
Of course, but this is going to be the game 3, and we're already to see Yokai Blue doing some good initial damage to get that initially right up. He's just slamming the ground to just get that upper barrier up. But no, Ayan went coming good, lands some kicks on his face straight up. Lands a double, closed hammerhead, I would say, but he goes into the trigger abilities. He has used his trigger ability yet again. His gag is going down. He needs to go some counter 4-hit coming in from the side of Nanda. Yokai Blue puts another 4-hit and makes that total of 8, but a good spear slam comes in, but Yokai Blue will be able to counter it up pretty well.
Some pretty good promising moves coming right there. If we talk about the side of Ayan yet again, he always love to give the comeback when he is low on the HP, and this is his kind of play right there. Yokai Blue, meanwhile, giving the taste of his own medicine, is now on the verge of losing, but you cannot counter the signature move coming in from the side of Bhandari. Bhandari wins the first round. This is just the beginning. We have the round 2 still yet to be seen. In case Yokai Blue wins it, it's another equalizer. But in case Ayan wins it, he is one round closer to close things off, taking us to the round number 5 of lower bracket.
Man, I gotta say this thing, because Ayan 1, this is not the same Ayan 1. I'm kind of repeating the statement, but Ayan was pretty, very good with his moves, pretty just, a better side. He just way too ahead of his opponent. But Yokai Blue is giving him a very good challenge when it comes to this matchup. A triple hit combo comes in. Yokai Blue is now a very low at HP, but Yokai Blue using that triple ability again this time, because he knows that a good counter can come in, but no, Ayan 1, how you can miss that counter? This time around, Yokai Blue is at pretty low HP and he's maintaining that distance, so without any successful shot, moves gotten lands up on his body and he gets KO'd, and that's what eventually gonna happen. Ayan is winning this one for himself with none other than the character of Rudy.
Man, and he actually treating himself well as well after that victory, but still, as I mentioned, this is just the start. This is not even, I'll say, like any a point to make sure that you are quite, like I'll say, assured that you are winning the entire tournament or the game. Just being the start, I mean, if he wins it at this game number 4 with a 2-1 score run already, it's a good start because then he's competing up against Aditya. Now, Aditya right there is the one with the higher skill group, is the one who has really at least brought him up after that loss in the upper bracket, won the lower bracket, and some same journey of what we saw from Ayan also, right? Ayan lost the upper bracket, now is on the verge of winning the lower bracket, and that's where he is going to compete his own teammate who was once at the upper
Yeah.
bracket in the round number 3. Let's begin with the game number 4 and let's see who is it going to be. Is it going to be an equalizer or Ayan winning as a champion?
I think, man, if we place our predictions, I'm gonna pick Ayan because that guy has a lot of experience on his end.
Meanwhile, if we talk about the side of Yokai Blue, looking quite promising with his HP. Ayan, meanwhile, he is doing a lot and lot of early aggression. He's missing some of his punches. Missing punches is not that ideal because then you need those recovery stages, and that's where Yokai Blue could be the one who would really make the most out of his area. Nicola being the pick. This is a one character. You would not want to give him that space because once you get into that devastating move, it would really get hard for the side of Ayan. So far, Ayan has dealt with a good HP, but the supersonic knot comes in now. Ayan, he needs to give a fight back, and yes, he is fighting back. He is fighting for that victory. The loser of this match is eventually going to be turned down as an elimination. And that's where we will have our top 4 players. We started off with 8 players, out of which 2 players have already been eliminated. One of the player from now and one from another bracket seems to be the one who would be at a very tough angle, but Yokai Blue once again getting a huge chunk of the damage. Meanwhile, Alan is still has a promising position.
Man, he's at a promising position, but a promising round as well. One more round coming into the bag of and just one round away for making the 3-1 victory. And looking right up to all the score lines, to all the experiences, and having a good slamming coming in. Deal a lot of damage to Yokai. Almost going with that victory. Just one kick away, and he gets it. And a 1, winning it 3-1, my friend. 3-1. It's gonna be the birdie. It's gonna be the very cool character that crunches up the donut when he wins it up with a very 3-1 scoreline.
I mean, the way we really play some of the games, right? And it gets completed instantly. We start off with an easy mode, then it's a medium, then it's a difficult, and then it's the hardest out of all. This was the easiest mode for the side of Ayan, to be honest, because if we'll take a quick look after the side of bracket, you are going to see that he just pulled off a match which was up against a winner of a lower bracket, and he was the loser of a winner bracket right there. Now his match is up against the side of Aditya. Aditya has now completely seen the match. He has completely seen some of the struggle point, and that one loss which he got, it wasn't a 3-0 victory. It was a 3-1 victory, which really shows that how competitive things could really get for the side of Ayan.
Man, we'll be taking a short look at the fixtures as well, but the things that Ayan Owen has a lot of competitive experience. So that really said the Yokai Blue was making a it was giving a very good competition, I must say. Countering every out move out there was not easy. It was just like that when the momentum shift happens, when the tilt happens, you just can't really do anything about it.
And I believe Yokai Blue, man, unfortunate for him that he gets eliminated at this point.
Yeah. So Tarun, we have some few matches left, right? Today for
Yep. Like, we do have some of the amazing awaited matchup left for our audience. So I do wish, that Ayan gets a good chunk of his, I'll say relief or rest. And once he gets it, he comes back stronger because we have a good high expectations from him to make that setback inside the tournament, because the tournament is not yet over. This is where the fun really begins. So let's take a quick short break, and after that we'll see you guys on the next match between Aditya and Ayan.
And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I trying to step back and see the view from above. Cause I know that nothing lasts forever. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Shockwaves with you. Shockwaves with you. Shockwaves with you. Shockwaves with you.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and once again, आप सभी का स्वागत है हमारे NESC के इस amazing tournament पे, which is gonna be the Asian Games 2022. With me, yeah, it's gonna be Bullet, just waiting to see that what is gonna be the eventual scoreline where we are gonna head over to the match of Ayan versus Aditya.
Of course, we'll take a short look at the fixtures, but शायद से हम we will be jumping right over the match also. Guys, कोई बात नहीं, ऐसे बड़े-बड़े tournaments में ऐसे छोटी-छोटी गलतियां होती रहती है. But we will definitely share about the matchup between Aditya Verma and none other than Ayan Biswas. It's going to be the birdie pick, it's going to be the Q pick from the side of Aditya Verma. एक reversal का जरूर से प्रयोग किया गया है. Straight up double upper jab देंगे on the face of the Dark Lord. But Ayan Biswas on the other, 80 seconds left on the clock, is still trying to get that upper hand with that HP right there when it comes towards the side of Aditya Verma. But it's come to the side of the Dark Lord. He's able to capitalize on the counter pretty well as of now.
Yep, so far seems to be as if that's some good promising start coming in. Ayan, meanwhile, this guy has just won a good majority of those, rounds which we did saw in those earlier matchups. HP, bit of a disadvantage, but to Ayan, that's not a problem. One power kick, and that would be the round one being secured from the side of none other than Ayan. Meanwhile, Dark Lord is not ready to lose the hope. Some combos looking quite promising. There is a reversal coming, but the reversal wasn't quite needed because one heavy punch, and that's the 1-0 where Ayan is going to start with the lead.
And of course, Ayano 1 just proving why he is called Ayano 1. Gets a 1-round lead, trying to capitalize overall pretty well. Let's say first attack coming in from the side of fan. Counter भी उनके तरफ से मैं देखने को मिल रहा है. Double hit combo straight up, going for the dive, but no, he goes up with that chain and slams Aditya Verma all the way down. 50%, almost I would say 70% अपना health यहाँ पे lose out करते हुए देखने को मिला. Dark Lord goes with the head slam. Another one finishes off. Almost like your straight up double KO. Coming in from the side of Ayan. पहला round यहाँ पे होते हुए Ayan Biswas के नाम.
Well, seems to be a good ideal start coming in from the side of none other than Ayan, and a 1-0 scoreline to start things off. We did mention him about his play style, where this was just an easy start which he got. Then eventually, if we move on to the second one, that's going to be a bit of a normal. This is one of those second paces in the game mode where Ayan is currently trapped in, and this second is just going to be, I'll say still easier, because winning this would mean that he would be in the top 3 of the whole tournament.
Yeah.
We did start it off with a good way, I'll say, almost with top 8 maybe, but out of top 8 we have our top 4 currently, and after this matchup seems to be that top 3 will be in place where Mayank and none other than Biswas is really looking at the upper bracket final and the lower bracket finals.
Of course, we'll be taking a look at the side of matchup. Oh, first round coming in yet again. That was quick. That was a very quick matchup coming from the side of Ayan Biswas. Goes for the dive, goes for the chase. First attack coming from the side of Ayan. Already one round, already in the bag of Ayan. Goes for another one. But no, this time Dark Lord has capitalized on a very good move. 5-hit combo coming in from the straight up. But no, both are creating a little bit of space. Goes for some upper leg jabs, but unable to capitalize it very correctly. Triple hit coming in from the side of Dark Lord. Make it a 5, make it a 6, but no, a counter comes in from the side of Ayan. 177 left on the clock. Goes for the head slam, trying to use all of his mighty body of birdie to deal as much damage as he can. But there you go, a 4-hit combo. Chainsaw लगाएंगे, double jab करते हुए, just skipping the rope, man. He just way too stylish, way too good from his side. And the way these things are going in, of course, a banana peel will do for him. Maybe Dark Lord can just slip it off, but that's not how the game works there, man. Oh my god. Pixel HP and Ayan 1 just proving why he's one of the most aggressive player in Indian Street Fighter community, and when the aggression hits, nobody can just stop him.
Man, this is just an unstoppable beast right there. The way he have been really, making sure that he is the one who needs to come up, he needs to give that comeback. He is really living up to that moment, and finally Ayan coming up huge with that victory. Well, can we see him on the big grand finale yet is a big question, because this is where things might really end for one of these players. We talked about the top 4 Bullet. This is the two players out of the top 4. We have Mayank, we have really the side of B3, But now, other than those top two, we have a Dark Lord and Ayan. They are both fighting to compete up against the side of B3. That's going to be the fight for the third position. Meanwhile, the promising start once again coming in from the side of Ayan. The Dark Lord is still struggling a bit. The HP is to his disadvantage. The combo comes in at a quite promising way possible. But in the end, the combo is what really gets the best of Dark Lord, and Ayan is still searching to get some connection.
Almost losing a little bit of HP, but no, Dark Lord comes in for a very good counter. It goes for that triple hit attack, makes that 10 hit. Almost getting stunned. Ayan one gets stunned, using that emote to finish it off in a style, bro. Finish it off in a very good style. The Dark Lord, momentum shifts in. पहला राउंड उनके नाम पे होगा इस पूरे सीरीज में. But Ayan Biswas is not that player जो एक रन फाड़ने के बाद कुछ ऐसी गलतियां करेंगे जिससे और भी राउंड यहाँ पे Dark Lord को मिल सके.
Surely, and I believe the way we have really been seeing the Dark Lord being so aggressive with that combos, that is really gonna have a better advantage. But still, this is where he needs to go very big in that comeback. Because 2 games have been already won. Ayan is already looking at a good advantage. After that advantage, let's see how is he gonna give that eventual comeback on his side. Meanwhile, once again, some good even situations coming in. Ayan having the controller, having the reversal, getting the triggers, but not using it quite yet. He is still waiting for that one ability. Meanwhile, Gil goes in huge, gets him back, bro. A bone-breaking movement right there. Now Ayan is down to 1 HP. He has done it earlier. It's a very easy task for him, believe me when I say that, because Ayan, that's no huge thing. Another day, another clutch, and that too at a pixel HP. Dark Lord completely giving him the respect. The defense is looking once again strong. He's targeting the lower parts because he knows that Birdie, if he steps down, he is totally going to be exposed to another low attack. He won't go for the aerials, but still, timing is everything. One good connection. Dark Lord, one single punch, and that's it, and that's what happened. The connection comes in, and that's why you call Ayan, to be honest, the beast. Bird Eye the Beast, he is another big clutcher right in that game of Street Fighter 5.
Man, that was some clutch out there. Both the players are waiting to create that space, but there you go. It's gonna be a very crucial round coming in for the side of Aditya Verma. He knows how to get that. He knows how to deal a good bit of damage. And Dark Lord still suffering right at this point of time. I don't think so. There will be another one a day to survive. And there you go. Ayan Biswas doing it all out for himself for this matchup. Aditya Verma saying goodbye as of now.
Man, what a beautiful level of gameplay we got to get presented here. And, we would just be waiting for that one thing. We did talk about, right? It's not going to be a roller coaster ride, I'd rather say, but a graph slowly, steadily going up towards a steady growth vertical point. It started off from here. Now it's going to go up. And that's the grand final, which we are really seeing players admitting and really targeting for. Well, 2 players are down. Aditya is going to be taken down, and that's where we did saw that Whipple was also being taken down. Now, out of both of the players, Nicole and then Gil being eliminated, we have just 2 players down the line. B3 versus Ayan, which is the potential next matchup. The winners of that match is going to get inside the grand finale. The grand finale is where Mayank is already having a great slot for him, but Mayank has an upper hand advantage. If anyone eliminates Mayank gets another chance to compete in the grand finals too. But in case Mayank wins it, potentially from the side of B3 or either Ayan, then that's going to be the end. So, well, what are your predictions, Bullet? After those true unbeatable moves from the side of Ayan, do you think that B3 versus Ayan could be a close one, or whom might you be watching for?
I will definitely watching for him. We have seen in many other tournaments as well. He has been under वो streak maintain किया उन्होंने of being that undefeatable guy. Maybe this can be the road to Asian Games 2022 जहाँ पे वो वापस से पूरे series में पूरे tournament में undefeatable रहे.
True, and I do believe, if you remember, if you look after the fixtures right here on screen, so we'll get to see that the first upper bracket which we had, it was the same matchup. It was Ayan versus the side of B3. And look where we have got. We have got all the way to lower bracket final, which is the semi-finale. How amazing could the fixtures here get at the Road to Asians game NESC 2022? Meanwhile, seems to be that the players might do want a break. So let's take a quick short break, Bullet. And after the break, we'll see you all the viewers at the other side where it's going to be the semi-finale. The winner will get to grand finals. The loser will be at the third spot at the podium finish. This is a game for medal. Plus, to all the viewers who have been waiting to know that what's going to be the winner. Well, what's in for the winners, it's something which we will really reveal at the end of the stream. So for now, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back on the other side.
You're like poetry, the crazy whirlwinds blows us from the corners of my mind. Been long since last touched for the first time. Thought I was crazy until I reached out and saw your hand there waiting for mine. Like the stars had all aligned. And I breathe your aura, cannot leave your aura. You have me like gravity. You don't have to try it, it's just like a magnet. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity. You just like it's just like a magnet. Feel your energy when our eyes touch, so familiar deep inside, like you were already mine. Surreal to me, how you make me feel wild and calm at the same time. Never felt so alive. Thought I was crazy until I reached out and saw your hand there waiting for mine. Like the stars had all aligned. I lay beside today, tonight. Your vibe, desire, our eyes on fire. And I breathe your aura, cannot leave your aura. You have me like gravity. You don't have to try it, it's just like a magnet. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity. You just like it's just like a magnet.
Oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some oil. Oh, think it's empty again. Better fill it up before I go. Cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being it, see what I see in it. I'm typical, messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, let it all go. Oh Lord, think you know what I'm like, but you don't fall, you lose control. Bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly. Cause I know what you don't, it is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up and how sad. Oh boy, got so hot I forgot what I should have thought of before. Sure ain't easy for you to let.
Well, here we go once again. Ayan versus B3, the most awaited map. But he starts off with losing the entire first round. Takes a good chunk of a troll right there from the side of B3 Bullet. But that's where he gets an instant push, and Ayan really need to start worrying about it. The easy part and the medium part is done. Now is the hard and hardest and getting himself stunned. The previous matchup bullets do suggest us that B3 was the one eliminating Ayan at the lower bracket with the 3-1 scoreline in the overall board.
Of course, man. But take a look at what Ayan is up to. Like he's been on a winning streak, man. Not even lost a single round. एक round जरूर जीता गया था last match. That was just one man that accumulated. But oh my God, B3 breaks free. As actually freeing in the moves and दोनों मैचअप यहाँ पे जीते हुए इब्यूकी का कैरेक्टर उन्होंने लिया and पहला मैचअप अपने नाम करेंगे भगवंत सिंह and definitely one of the guys जो यहाँ पे अयान बिस्वास को बहुत ही बेहतरीन टक्कर दे रहे हैं, बहुत बेहतरीन चैलेंज दे रहे हैं. But it all comes down to Ayan because we have Ayan what kind of a dominant guy he is when it comes to overall his skill set, overall character picks. And take a look at the ranks. B3 at Super Diamond, Ayan 1 is a Super Diamond. But both of these guys are just way too good when it comes to the overall gameplay.
Well, let's see what's going to be the eventual matchup situations. Both of our players seems to be ready. It's going to be one amazing matchup because 1-0 scoreline seems to be something where I'll say that we have a good advantage into the hands of the side of none other than B3. B3 taking down a big boy like Ayan. That's not something which you get to see quite often. But with that bird eye earlier as well, we have seen how promising he's been really looking out for. And this is eventually the Street Fighter 5 bird eye, the pick coming in from the side of Ayan. Bhagwant Singh going in for the side of Ibuki. Ibuki, the character who we do know for her blade storms, we do know for her eventually daggers. A good start of the fight, some early fight and some punches being exchanged, but that's where Ayan gets himself in a very amazing Sonic mode and he is looking to deal with these early damage. Throws up those speed, stepping over it could result in Ibuki actually falling down, but the dagger is going to deal a lot of damage and that's a good retaliation coming right in the middle game.
Of course, a good retaliation is coming in right up. 70 seconds left on the clock. But B3 now suffering the rate of Ayan. Almost on 25% HP when compared to Ayan. One goes to another PS time, almost on a pixel HP. Not a pixel HP, I would say 5% of HP left. Goes for a leg slam, but no, another counter comes in from the side of B3. Goes to the body slam, twisted turn, but just a down jab, a punch down to B3. And Ayan went with the first round victory towards himself.
Well, that is some good way to start things off for the side of Ayan. Finally, after losing the matchup, comes back to an equalizer. B3, meanwhile, if you look after his side, he is also someone who is going to make sure that there is no chance that after winning the first one, he comes out to be, comes out to just evenize at an equalizer. Meanwhile, if you talk about the side of Break Free, he too is one of making sure that the Stern ability could be something where he could even capitalize his advantage. And yes, that's a knockout. That's a 1-all. And this is going to be a good, interesting start already at the round number 3, I'll say.
A very good start, but it still seems that both of the players are now at the same page when it comes to this matchup right here. But the thing is that Bhagwant has already won one single matchup, and I must say, like this will be a pretty good setup, but it all comes down to the player and how they want to prove it. That B3 taking a lot of damage from this time around. A counter comes on the side of Ayan yet again. Just the way when the B3 is trying to get in. He gets stunned at this time. 5-hit combo, 6-hit combo, make it an 8 and a KO coming in. Ayan winning this streak. But man, what a lovely set of moves. What a lovely way of just bragging your opponent that you just win it and just chew that donut up onto your face. But I must say both of the players are equally skilled, and this definitely gonna be a one epic fight between both Ayan Biswas up against Bhagwant Singh for sure.
Believe me, this is just that one match which will give us the third position player. Eventually, both of the players. This isn't quite less than a grand finale, isn't it? Because eventually, the way things have been really looking out, I am quite amazed to see how players have really, showed out their best potential. But still, the winners goes at the grand finale bracket where Mayank will be holding off a good early damage being done towards the side of Ayan. B3 at a very relieved side, but the scoreline says that both are at an equalizer. 3 more rounds remaining, and these 3 rounds are really going to be one of those decide. A good slam kick coming in once again, trying to go aggressive, but the reversal comes in, and once it does, B3 is going to lose all the HP which he had in his advantage in his favor as a margin of error. This time the headhunters goes on, and this is going to be that one last opportunity you need to wake up. In case you don't, that will be a knockout, and yes, Ayan is going to be the one who will take you down. Man. Berda, there's no coming back at this point. He lost the game 1 bullet, but he came back stronger to an equalizer, and now he's looking good to grab the game number 3.
Definitely, the game number 3 is on his watch, and I don't think so that Ayan will just let it go. But he gets some good bit chunk of damage from the side of B3. But B3 on the other hand, he's just able to capitalize on another counter. But Ayan will come, just put in some jabs on his face. B3 will take a lot of damage up here when compared to AO1. But no, B3 comes with a triple slamming. But B3 comes with another good counter, I would say. Both of the players have their V skill trigger and ability. Both of the ability trigger. Yeah, and Birdie will kick it off. Gagway is going down. He needs to show the tremendous aggression. But no, B3 is just able to capitalize on his counter pretty much very, very effectively. And he gets the KO as well over Ayan 1. And now this time around, it's going to be the side of B3 winning this matchup. But still, 1-1 scoreline, 1-1 for this round. A very neck-to-neck fight we are able to witness now.
Man, let's see. We still have a chance after this. No matter whoever wins this bullet, another matchup is something which we are going to see. A good combos coming in, a pair of shots being connected. These headshots are really something where B3 could not really have this counter to defend himself at a good position. Cornering Ayan could be a great opportunity to grab him down. He dives into the play, gets himself at the mid of the ground. B3 is now down to just 5 HP. Man, the 5 HP and against a 75 HP, that's not something which you want. Daggers being in place. Peel goes off, once again dives in, and that's a slam, and that's done. That's a knockout, and that's the game. Ayan has done it again. He has done it one more time. First he loses it, then he gains it and equalizes it, and now takes the lead. Where are we heading, Bullet? Are we heading where Ayan, out of what we mentioned, that easy, medium, hard is going to turn into that hardest, where he will be the one potentially being qualified for the grand finale? We see some E3.
And of course, I think so. Like we have still one more matchup left between these two. If Ayan Biswas wins it up, but Bhagwant is one of the players जो काफी बेहतरीन खेले हैं अपने brackets में भी. So I just feel in a way, Bhagwant Singh has still more to go, and we can equalizer to just come out from the side of Bhagwant Singh. There's a tech check going right now. We can see the matchups is gonna start in anytime soon.
Yep, surely, and I believe the side of B3 and Ayan, man, let's see what's gonna be eventually happening, because both of them. The first upper bracket finale, B3 versus Ayan, and same goes again at the lower bracket finals.
Man, of course, we'll be taking a short look at the fixtures too in just a moment. But what do you think, Tarun, how this matchup can go? Like, Ayan Biswas playing some mind games, or it's just the flow of the game, you believe?
I believe flow of the game, call it, or maybe you can even call it the side of, mind game, because we did see B3 winning There's no denial that B3 had a good counter and Ayan was supposed to have a hard time in this matchup. Even after all of those disadvantages, let's see what's going to be the eventual scoreline after this whole no entire game number 4 is going to end, because eventually 3 games are being done. First being one from Bhagwant Singh, then back-to-back wins coming in from Ayan. In case game number 4 has been won from the side of Bhagwant, that's an equalizer. But in case he loses it, then Ayan is the one going in for the side of the grand finale up against Mayank here at the Road to Asian Game from NESC.
Of course, man, there's a lot at stake. There's more than the country's prize. We're able to represent our country at Asian Games 2022. That's gonna held in China, of course. But it all comes down to these two guys to just fight it off, just show what a true Street Fighter player will just come. And we can see we skill. There's a Terai picked up by the side of Bhagwant, but I think in a way, if you ask my personal opinion on this right now, I think so. This match can go around. This whole round can go around towards the side of Ayan.
Well, I do believe that this is that one important matchup where we are going to see that players really need to make sure that they are bringing in the best in themselves. A good early damage, and Nayan, man, he's having a tough time right there. This is going to be very essential for the side of Ayan, that he needs to go huge or he loses the first round. And yes, he does. The first round has been lost. The daggers were been out. Ibuki was looking quite powerful. She needs to bring up these daggers yet again. And round number 2, it is bullet for now.
Round number 2, it is a good counter coming in from the side of Ayan Biswas. He knows how to get in, but Bhagwant has already got one round in his bag. But I don't think that Ayan will just would let it go. Tilt is coming in from the side of B3, and he goes for another slam. A good throw escape coming in from the side of B3, but no, a double hit combo will just prove Ayan why he's just 2 steps ahead of him. Maybe this round can go into the side of Ayan, but this whole matchup will decide whether it's a match point or not. But definitely a good KO from the side of Ayan. Birdie yet again, winning one more on his bag, and was the final round of this whole matchup.
Well, let's see what's going to happen, because this is going to be one eventual matchup where it's not going to be that easy for the side of B3. It's the final round of the game number 4. Reversal are coming back to back in. A good encounter again with the reversal. But B3 with the dagger is looking to fall back a bit, and there she goes once again. That's going to be a huge damage, but he dodges off. Oh my god, this dodge is going to mean a lot. Ayan is on the verge of elimination. This is going to mean that either it's a 2-all situation or else it's a grand finale for Ayan. What do you guys think? Do let us know in the chat section. But he goes in with those flame. This is where B3 loses a majority chunk of the health, but gets a great kick. Gets a good reversal encounter and just one shot. Dives in and he gets in. Grand finale for the side of Ayan. And what a epic setback here at the Asian Games. Man, Ayan has done it again. He has proven himself again with that body. And oh my god, Bullet, this game has turned out to be completely in the most insane match possible. What a game! What an amazing game, and I am just amazed by this level of energy which Ayan is having currently.
Man, I gotta say, I just played up the side of Bhagwan because he just played it really well in the last bracket. But I must say, Ayano one, he's one beast of a player. He's one true mad guy who can do anything to just get that victory. And with that birdie pick, he's just way too insane, Tarun. He's just way too insane. And if I want to just say it right now, maybe it can be the Ayano one will be qualifying for this Road to Asian Games 2022, and maybe the grand finale winner. But I cannot just say it in a way because maybe people can be biased.
Well, we do need to look after the side of the fixtures. We do have to see where are we standing currently. Is it that B3, after winning the first game inside the upper bracket, eventually losing out to Mayank, meant that he is going to lose out from a team who came all the way from the lower bracket? We did talk about his graph that it was easy, medium, hard, and now the hardest. Just look at the way Ayan Biswas has really came up from that lower bracket 4.2. Just look out of those opposite angle. First at the upper bracket round 3, it's Bhagwat Singh versus Ayan, and bottom in the right side, that's the same. Bhagwat Singh versus Ayan. Now we are going to see Ayan going up against Mayank in the grand final. That's potentially the last matchup, but I don't feel as if it's the last matchup, Bullet, because Mayank, he's gonna give the hardest tough time possible. Yes, potentially B3 was the one who did, we did quite expected him to go in that mark, but now Mayank has a big challenge. Mayank had never ever competed up against Ayan in this tournament bracket of NESC 2022 AESF of the Road to Asian Games, but at this point of time, in case Mayank loses advantage for him, as he is going to get another match because that's a double bracket elimination. That's what the fixtures suggest us.
Yeah, kind of confused, but it's Arun Bhai just with his words explaining it very, very beautifully. And I think so. Our next matchup is gonna be between the side of Mayank and Ayan Biswas.
Well, I believe that this is the time to take a quick short break. So, to all the viewers who have tuned in, this is that one night you would not want to miss if you love your favorite game, Street Fighter, that 1v1 2D game, which isn't quite being potentially being, bought into that spotlight. But yep, this is what Esports Federation of India, NESC, aims to do, and the winner is going to get a big, big opportunity. What is going to be the opportunity? We'll update you guys quite soon. But before that, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back with the grand finale one between Mayank and Ayan.
Off the rules, cause that's so much fun. Are you loving the feeling? It touch me, are you in it? Don't say what you're saying, but typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, please let it go. Oh, don't think I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have done. Well, bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly, cause I know what you don't. It is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. Now come alive with me and quit the jealousy. I know you're bored, I know it's boring me. Now come alive, baby, get out the grave and I know you're bored. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad.
that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. This love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to
Yes,
NESC
sir.
2022 Road to Asian Games. And here we at the grand finale match for tonight. With me joining in, it's gonna be Bullet. And Bullet, how has been this entire evening for you looking after one of the finest piece of setback from Ayan?
Man, I gotta say, this is 3+5, and we have a pretty good community, very good player, a very skilled players, I must say. But there you go, everyone's dealing a lot of damage. But right now, man, he's just trying to go wide, just want to complete it, just shutting down and into the corner of this arena, swinging it up at a KO. 11-hit combo, which you just gave me the throw, Tarun Bhai, and there we saw in the nick period of time, just in 15 seconds, the winning the first round for this whole matchup. That's going to be Mayank Mikey ROG.
Man, that is some great start, to be honest, but still, we have a long way to go. It's gonna be a BO5 series. Mayank, meanwhile, trying to make sure that after that first with that really priority of Birdie. Birdie, meanwhile, has a winning streak of 3 back-to-back rounds. That's an hat-trick which he has just done. Can he get the 4th hat-trick, to be honest? Because this is one streak. This is one monster who has just been one of the most devastating ones in the entire tournament. If we talk about Mayank, Mayank has just played 2 games in the past. 2 games having an 100% win ratio, gets the super ability online, and that's the end. That's the first game for the side of Mayank. And Mayank with that 34-hit combo, man, he wins it big. And Ayan now is gonna start to worry a lot about his situation, being standing down to a 1-0 disadvantage.
Man, I gotta say something, but Ayano won. He just been getting dominated in this specific round. If I talk about this, for like the first series has already won by Mayank, and we'll be looking to just close it down in a trio. But you can't just really say, because Ayano one is just one skilled guy who puts you up in a corner, beats you till death until all of your HP goes back. But we'll be taking vacancy. We are just getting ready for our next round to start, and maybe we can see some another character picks. Maybe. What do you say about Tarun?
I believe changing the character pick at a final might be, I'm not a big fan of, believe me, because I believe that you have really mastered that one character. As you mentioned that in the start we didn't have any similar character unless we saw Itachi coming in at the beginning along on her clone Itachi itself. Gil being the pick from the side of Mayank, and Ayan going in with the bird eye once again. This is where only 2 more rounds remaining to become the number 1, and Mayank would have really got that game for himself. But a good promising start and a 2-2 fight continues to fight off.
Yeah, man, and we are able to see just some players getting assaulted. But now this time it's going to be the side of Mikey. doing good initial damage, but Aaron comes with that cannon, goes to try for counter, but no, Mikey just not giving him that space. I know one is just building up to the hype that he will get in. He will just get in all of the damage, but I know one now. Both of the players are trying to create a space in between because the trigger ability is just about to get triggered. If Aaron chooses it, but no, Aaron left on a very low HP, and Mike will just put him in the air, swing it away, and another round in the bag of Mayank.
Well, that is some massive, massive start, to be honest. Have really got a promising start, to be honest. I'll say Ayan's still searching out to get that first round win. But down with these freeze, down with those fireballs, a reversal coming in, and that too being dodged. That's something where he's really losing himself. Verda, when did we got to see the last time him going on with the combo? Meanwhile, Mayank, he knows that in case you want to win it, he can win it just now, or else that not the case. Both of these players have never been competing in this current picture. It's been only for the first time, and that's the grand final. In case Mayank loses this, he would not take it to grand finale too, because what's going to happen for Ayan is that he needs to get 2 back-to-back win, and then he will clone that champion. But if we talk about the side of Mayank, just a win, just 2 more rounds, and that's the throne where he will be sitting in as a champion.
And of course, but Mayank now does both of the players are at the same level of HP, but just a pixel advantage from the side of Mikey. But just able to counter it very good. Reversal coming from the side of Ayan. But no, there you go. Another KO. And another series in the bag of Mayank. 2-0 is the scoreline. Ayan 1. Now getting, I'm going to use this was getting dominated from the side of Mayank. Kill का character पे कितना prosperous होगा ये मैंने expect नहीं किया था.
Man, a 2-0 scoreline. Finally, a sense of break, a much needed break. We need to make sure that Ayan is very, very, really relieved with his play, has really got himself flexed, and has really got himself just, been having those breaking crucial bones off his fingers so that he makes sure that when he gives the comeback, he does not stop. Well, he looks quite promising with the chains now. Once again using those sliders, sliding him off, pulling him down to the ground. Gil, meanwhile, having a big struggle. This is a chance of comeback. This is the ticket to the grand finals, but this is going to be that one opportunity which you cannot miss, as this is where one of the players is going to represent our own region.
Of course, man, he is going to represent our region. Both of the players are doing kind of similar damage, but both are using distance kind of ability to just deal a bit of damage, create that space. But both are get away the corner of the arena. But here comes the trigger ability. Garrett is going now. Both of the players have their trigger ability, but this time Mikey has triggered it. But Ayano's trying to counter it perfectly, but he's still getting that little bit of damage. But no, Ayano comes in, tests the space. We have the live action coming in. 40 seconds left on the clock. Maybe a dive down, but no, Mayank will create that space. Goes for the upper jab. Another 6-hit combo. Another one in the back of Mayank this time around. And Ayano won, my friend. I don't know what's going on from his side.
Man, believe me, Mayank, that's not a single chance he gives out to Ayan to even play his cards right in the deck. Meanwhile, if you talk about the rank, that's a massive big rank. He's in the top 5,000 in the region, while Ayan is still struggling in the 16,571 ahead. Chanko once again gets stunned out. This is a chance for the perfect KO. The best way to win the grand finale would be in the flawless version. And yes, he was on the verge of getting the perfect KO, to be honest. But once again, Ayan gets himself a hot headed. Whenever he has gotten this movement, the opponent has really given him that respect, because we know that Ayan, the birdie, he's one beast out there when it comes into this mode. The fireball giving a huge damage, the finish ball giving a huge damage, and that's all it takes. That would be the KO. Just one punch, just one finger on his face, and that's all. And yes, that's the KO. That's the winner for tonight. Mickey wins it big, and Mayank is the champion here at the NESC Asian Games. The road to that amazing opportunity where you are going to get to represent your very own region. But Mayank, just 3 games which he showed us. Only 3 games, and winning all the 3 games is all it took for him to become the champion of tonight. On the run out of place, we do have a one and only Ayan, who was earlier the most known champions in all of those underdog tournaments. But that's what the experience got him at the 2nd position. Perks are for all the both of the top 2 players. But man, what an amazing tournament it's been for this night.
And of course, a very lovely night to just witness a lovely action from all of these players, but it all comes down to one single guy who will be representing our own country in the Asian Games 2022.
Man, that's quite some gameplay out there. And once again, congratulations to none other than the side of, I'll say, Mayank. Eventually, he does has a good chunk of that advantage of being that number one, but at the number two position as well. I believe Ayan, there was not even a single chance. And even if there was a single chance, it wasn't, like, it wasn't looking that easy, to be honest, because the way the defense of Gale was so promising, he took down the player called B3. B3 did got
Yeah.
eliminated from the side of Ayan. He did eliminate him at the first place, but in case there was another chance, I don't think that Ayan, could have really worked on. He might have switched on to the character, to be honest, because how often did we saw that even a single round was being lost from the side of Mayank, like forget about the match. Forget about the series, but not even a single round was being lost from the side of Mayank, to be honest, in that entire fixtures of a tournament.
Yeah, man, this is how the game is meant to be played, right? You show some really good plays. You show some kind of plays that remains to the casters, man, to everyone watching from their homes to their screens, and you just glue to it. But it all comes down and how you wanna play it and how you wanna show your game in an overall sense. But yeah, I kind of agree that you said, Tarun. Maybe a character switch could have been that point. Maybe the trigger ability skill, all that you pick up during the character selection. Maybe that could have been led to a different kind of results, but it's gonna be the same for now. That Mayank will be representing our region at the road to Asia at the Asian Games 2022. Sorry, my bad.
Man, I believe that this is just, the first grand finals. Let's see what we have up next for your guys, to all the viewers who have tuned in. And just to let you guys know that the champions for tonight is going to be Mayank, as mentioned. And man, it's really been some journey. We did make sure that Ayan was the one who was coming up to be on the top. The national championship was on the line, becoming the number one nationwide in India. That is some feeling out there, to be honest. And well, tonight is the night for mine, to be honest.
Of course, man, he'll be celebrating with all of his friends, right? Up, maybe playing some more Street Fighter to just practice out because here comes the next challenge for him. He will be representing us, of course, like he will be representing our country at a more larger stage, more international stage. We'll be fighting off with other international players, so competition is going to be very tight, and he needs to
True.
practice a lot for sure.
Man, I believe the way the spotlight has been given onto the games like League of Legends, to Dota 2, to FIFA 22, now to the side of none other than Street Fighter, and not to forget that we even had Hearthstone. These were some of the
Yeah.
games which has really, really been, quite unseen in the entire ecosystem of our Indian esports. Well, to all the viewers, let me remind you once again that esports is debuting as a medal sports in the upcoming Asian Game 2022, scheduled at the September of 2022 at Hangzhou, China. It's been a demolition title at the Asian Game 2018, where third Meta was the one who won the bronze medal at Hearthstone.
Of course, man. Of course, and I guess this is the time to say goodbye for now because all the matches have been done, Tarun. Of course, the winners have been announced, and maybe you can take the outro, or maybe I should go with the good night.
Well, I mean, this is something great as an encouragement for me as a person as well, to see and look up to all the players who have really, really been shown up an amazing potential in what they have been truly calling off. Very, very, I'll say, impossible. They pulled off the impossible, and now they are the one who call it breaking it down to I am possible, so anyone can be. So these are some of the amazing plays which we got to see tonight. Plus, we had some other streams as well where we had FIFA 22 being quite some long early stream. So well, this was us. This was it from our side, guys. To all the viewers who have been tuned in since this long, thank you so much for being tuned in. A big shout out to ESFI and also to our sponsors Inox and Artsmith. Meanwhile, we see you guys quite soon. So have a great evening ahead, and we'll see you guys in the next event.
flying so close to where we belong, and we're trying to go somewhere new. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean close.